People say killer-sided, but even then you can get very strong setups if you know how to look out for them, and the main building is still obnoxious, no matter what killer you're playing, unless you're playing Nurse. Even Blight can't really play this one with his power if you're using it right. You have to force him into an M1 killer. Stairs again. And they're like, where the fuck do you go again? You're like, yeah, I'm on the stairs again.
Go ahead and demonstrate. I'll watch.
They can't do the upstairs with this one. I mean, maybe. It is Blight. Let me try. Like, spook it.
Chat not looking good for the gamble. Yeah, you guys, there's 4 gens left, and the bot is hanging on a hook. I think, I don't think this one's looking too good for you. Maybe I'll get hatched. You never know.
No, you can do it. I want to try it again.
Medium. He got the medium.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's too far on this one. Swing.
All right. He's going. Oh, he's in.
I think he can bounce logic this. Oh! No, he can't. Let's go.
Nice,
At least not from that distance. I thought he was going to hit me with the double ball.
Watching the juicing happening from behind a dumpster.
And then he's going to think I'm going to vault it. Swing. No, he didn't. What the F? Now I'm running the wrong way, though. No, run up the stairs.
Guys, look how strong the main building is. It's not even on this ramp.
No, I got a juke in time. No. If these guides are helping you out at all, make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. They help more than I could ever even tell you. And go follow on Twitch. I'm probably live right now making another guide if you want to see. So come hang out with us, and I'll see you there. All right, it's Blood Lodge. One of the more balanced maps in the game, actually. Which is saying a lot. So this one is one of the Autohaven Wreckers realms that shares all of the same exact common tiles as Autohaven Wreckers, with Azarovs Resting Place, Gas Heaven, Wrecker's Yard, and Wretched Shop. So I actually think this is one of the more balanced maps. People say killer-sided, but even then you can get very strong setups if you know how to look out for them, and the main building is still obnoxious, no matter what killer you're playing, unless you're playing Nurse. Even Blight can't really play this one with his power if you're using it right. You have to force him into an M1 killer, but Nurse could just blink upstairs or blink through the wall or something like that for you. There are some new tiles that have been added to Autohaven Wrecker as well. Not really added, but new variants like this right here. I call this the bad bus because there's 3 versions of the fun bus. There's the fun bus, which is the regular bus, and then there's the best bus, which is the one with the window in the middle, in my opinion, is the strongest, and this is the broken bus, and this is the newest variant of that. The other common tiles have remained pretty much untouched. The semi-truck is the same, and the excavator is the same as well. Killer Shack is the same as it always is on pretty much all of the maps. It's not a gigantic map, but you do have to worry about 3-genning. That's the one thing you have to worry about. I don't want to talk about doing gens on a looping guide, so it should be pretty easy to figure out how to not 3-gen yourselves, unless you're playing certain killers. But if you're playing against something like a Skull Merchant that's going to 3-gen them, then the only counter wouldn't be looping anyway. The counter would be Swift and gens. But the main building isn't in super OP or anything like that. It is kind of obnoxious, though, in the way that unless they're playing like Haggard Trapper, it'll force most killers into a normal M1 situation just by using the upstairs. And the upstairs isn't close enough to be able to drop vault immediately. You can cut some of your stagger off, no matter which window you get, but not enough to be like exploitable essentially for super long 5-gen chases where they can't even get the window blocked or even get you in chase or anything like that. But as I was saying earlier, it does force even Blight into a scenario where he has to play it like any other normal killer would. So now that we got some of the standard things out of the way, let's start getting into the common tiles that appear on all the maps, but the Autohaven Wrecker version of them that appears on Blood Lodge. All right, coming up on the LT walls for the 10th time now, I think, actually. So the LT wall, usually this is not something you're going to loop the killer on for 5 gens. When you're running up to it, what I like to do the most is run right to the L first. Specifically started doing this on this map before on any other map, because LT walls are even more dangerous on all the Autohaven Wreckers maps than they are on most other maps, as opposed to like the downstairs LT wall you get on Gideon Meat Plant. That's the safest because the wall itself extends longer than any of the other ones do. These ones are quite short, but because of that, it's prime for some mind games. So this is where I started this strategy because I figured it just worked the best. Whereas I'd run to the L first, I'd run one little bit around there, and then I'd immediately switch to the T. And the reason I'd be running it this way is because this is the first opportunity for the killer to mind game themselves. If it didn't work, I would just go down. If I was healthy, I would take the hit and get to a better tile anyway. But if it does work, I'm immediately in position to be able to jump this again and have the killer forced into one of those mind games where we're going back this way. If he pushes me around this way, you got to be careful careful because when you get to here, they might double back, and this is very, very dangerous area for them to double back, specifically on Autohaven Wreckers, since that wall right there is very short and this wall over here is a bit longer. So in the distance from here to here is much more dangerous than it usually is, since the distance from here to here is actually the same. Also, tilting your camera down can help you quite a bit on the Autohaven Wreckers common tiles. Obviously not against something like an Onryo because they're short enough, but a lot of other killers might be the difference between if you're like looking like this and if you have your camera down a little bit like that and you can see a little bit over the edge and you can see them double backing or not. That right there is why I like to run to the L, because the L is just a bigger tile. So if I ran to this one first, I would waste more time. They have to come all the way around, and then I would push up to the T. And then say they didn't mind game, but say I had enough distance, right? Where I came over to here, and then they pushed me again. If they tried to mind game here and push me, they'd be pushing me right back into the window, which is the way I want to go. And if they didn't mind game and I'm pushing me here, right, and I got hit, then I would be able to make it somewhere else. It's not like I'd be on this side getting hit. And if I got hit here and I was healthy, it'd be much harder to try to make it somewhere safe. I'd either probably be forced to try to do this pallet, which you can try to agree to make it somewhere safe, but I'd much rather get somewhere like the broken bus or maybe even the semi-truck, but it'd be much harder if I'm getting hit at the back corner of the tile. So that's why you want to run it that way, and then you want to be running here, because when you risk the mind game, if it doesn't work, I'm already here, and I can just hold forward and either make it way farther, because if that was the case, I'd at least make it to this pallet over here, which is much more in the middle of the map instead of being in the corner of the map, which is where you're being risk of being left on hook mostly, especially in solo queue. Another time killers can double back that leaves me, and what I tend to leave myself most open to chance on, is when coming around here, because you want to state your checkpoint for a little bit. You don't want to just mindly run, but if you're coming over this way, you want to stay, especially if you have a little distance, because if they double back, you want to be able to see it. So you want to wait a little bit there, but right here is the blind spot that you have to sort of immediately turn your camera around on, because if they push up and then they double back here and you get to here without looking around the corner, like if I just got to here and then they had double backed, I'm going to get hit because I'm not going to be able to make it all the way back around and make it to the window again. So you need to make sure you whip your camera around to sort of avoid being super out of position and being able to double back in time. And same thing when they do push you around again. If they push me around again, you need to whip your camera to make sure you can double back and then look through that window. And if it's something like a Huntress as well, specifically on L2 walls, be aware that they'll pretty much always try to throw a hatchet. So coming up this way, they might double back with a hatchet and throw it through. So be aware of that. Even if you try to juke it and then come back in, because of latency, you might juke it and have the right thought anyway, but get hit even though you're standing right here, because on their screen you were still here. So just realize that with Huntresses and any type of projectiles is you always got to be aware of them trying to. So even if they push you back around this way, I wouldn't run out like this. If it was a Huntress or a Trickster or a Slinger or anything, like even if it was a Plague that had their power, I would immediately be trying to play it like this in case that they come back and try to throw the hatchet through the window. So a way to identify LT walls is easier than pretty much every other tile, specifically how you can see from this angle, you can see the long part of the L and you can see the T, and you have this pointless little wall right here that I've never gotten value off of. But coming from this angle is one of the easiest to identify. Same with this angle. That's why this tile is super easy to identify, because in this angle you can see both windows. You can see that window right there and that window right there. Coming up from this side, you can see the top of the T, which makes it a little bit rough, but you also know that no other tile in the game looks like this. So you can know that that's going to be the T, since we can see the L right there, and you'll have a window there and a window there. And then same with this side being one of the easiest sides, since you can see both windows coming from it, that you'll immediately know it's an LT wall. With most of these rubble tiles, you can see little spots through the wall, like right here. I can actually literally see through the wall. Now you can only see the one spot, and it's tough to get your camera lined up, but that's one of the things that you could constantly be getting better at with Survivor when looping, is being able to see the little gap through the wall right there to help you see if they were going to double back for a second. And same with stuff right here. That little gap is a little bit shorter, so you can see something like maybe a Legion might be tall enough if you're looking down to be able to see through. Still won't be able to see something like an Onryo, but little things like that can help you get a little bit extra of a jump, especially if you're moving your feet, or this little hole down there that you can see through if you're tilting your camera up. Uh-oh. I think that was a mistake. See if that helps anything. That was so close. Where do I run to? I definitely do not have this distance. I'm not gonna sit here on this fucking... Coming up on a lane gym this time. This is the one that kind of looks like a barcode I always like to think about. Now, these ones can have different variations where the window is right here this time. It can also be on this back wall here, but you always have the window be on one of these two walls, and you will always have the pallet be up here. The other thing that can change is which side. You could have the long unbroken wall right here that's on the other side of the window there, which I think is the best variant, because then you usually have the broken wall here and the window on the far side, which is the biggest distance between the window and the pallet. And when you have the big unbroken wall right there, if the pallet is already down and the killer hasn't broken it, you can run around this way. And since it's Autohaven Wreckers, if it's a tall killer, they won't be able to mind game you and go back and forth. If it is a shorter killer, you can try to listen for their footsteps, but a lot of ones bringing up Sadako again is quiet, so you won't be able to really hear them that much. But when the pallet is pre-dropped, if they refuse to break it, you can just keep running the long unbroken wall, which is why I think it's the best version of this. And they'll go around again, and they'll push you around this way, and then come up again on it, and then you'll jump it, and then they'll go around, and when they realize they can't, then they'll end up breaking the pallet. But a lot of times with lane gyms, because the best way you would want to run is for them to greed and then maybe swing in or something and then run here, right? Whichever way they push you, you get back to the pallet and try to get some of these pallet mind games back in and try to get the greed and back to the window. But killers are going to try mind games, so a lot of times what I use lane gyms for is a tile to be able to hold W on. So a lot of times if you're running up on it and I didn't have the window here, which I don't this time, I would run instead, because I'm not going to be able to get a running vault from this, right? At least I'm not good enough to get a running vault from this Steveman angle. I don't think it's possible, though, but I don't want to say that it's not possible, and someone's like, yeah, it is, here it is, and you're like, fine, I'm just not good enough. So when I'm running up on it, instead of trying to game on that and trying to get some crazy running vault that I've never been able to hit, what you can do is run in here, wait to see the killer move for half a second, and then immediately go out. Because a lot of times with the pallet, the killer, especially if they don't have the long wall here, will try to do something where they put like the bloodstain there and then swing in this way, or they'll put the bloodstain here and then swing around if they have the shortest wall that way to attempt to intimidate you and dropping the pallet and then getting hit by them swinging in. But because of that, it helps you hold forward a lot, where you can be running up on it from either direction. You cut in, wait for them to mind game themselves, and then you just hold forward. You don't even hear them swing, and you're like, you make even more distance. Same if I'm coming this way, right? I'm coming this way, and I came in and I saw them go for a sec, then you can just hold forward. A lot of times they'll either do some crazy mind games, and sometimes, as I said earlier, they'll pre-swing in and you'll hear it, and then you can get to an even safer tile than a lane gym, because lane gym is really not that safe of a tile. You're not going to be looping the killer for 5 gens at a lane gym, or any other tile, to be honest, but a lane gym specifically, it's like an LT wall, but with an even shorter fuse, since once the pallet's done, the window is pretty much dead. Identifying a lane gym walking up on it is also as easy as an LT wall, knowing that you're going to have this big barcode looking thing with 4 straight lines, essentially. There might be broken lines like this one over here is, but it's going to be 4 straight lines. If you're coming from this way and you see a long unbroken wall like this, the only one that has a long unbroken wall like that would be a lane gym. So the only difference coming up on the lane gym to know is whether you'd have the window or the pallet on that side. And to be safe, if you're coming up on this side, you would run to the left side, because this is where the pallet would be if the pallet was here. If it's not, you would have the window in the middle anyway. So if you're running up to the unbroken side and you can see that it was the long windowless side, you'd want to go to the left to identify where everything is set out to be. Coming up from this side, you can automatically see that's a lane gym, and all you have to identify is where the pallet is, and the pallet's either going to be right here, which it wouldn't be because we can see the tires, which means the window's going to be either right on this wall or this wall right here, which this time we got on the left wall, and we know that the pallet is over there. And then coming up from this side, same thing. If you have the long unbroken wall, you would know it would be, and if you have the broken wall right here, we can see right through and know that it's going to be a lane gym. So right here, it's super easy to identify as well, as lane gyms always will be. Also, in lane gyms, like right here, if the killer's going to try to mind game you, you can see right through that. So if they actually did mind game you, you could stand right here, it'd be a safe spot. They can't hit you through it either. So standing right here, would be able to see if they double backed or not before you could run around, especially if the pallet was right there. Besides that, the gaps wouldn't really help you so much, since it is already pretty open, and it's more trying to determine which way to get a jump on the killer for and which way to be able to run to. But specifically with this tile, that big gap right there provides crucial information, because if I ran this way and a killer double back and it was a shorter killer, I wouldn't be able to see it. But even a Sadako, I'd be able to see through this, unless they passed by right when they manifested, so they were invisible for the brief second going through. Same with Spirit, I suppose. I don't think there's any... There is... Yay. Okay, get around this way. Yes. The fuck? Where'd they go? Distract yourself, sir. Distract yourself, sir. Oh, fuck. This is not the route I should have gone. Yes, it is. Pre-drop. With all my skill. Can you get this? I think so, because I just looped too wide. Swing. Yes! Can I get 89? I don't think so. Jump it. Yes! Haha! You double back? You didn't. Yes! She even had it bamboozled. That is so interesting that she left me. What's up, Ling Ling? Wait! Marsh, were you the camping bubba on Yamaoka Estate or the camping bubba on Storehouse? Actually, the Storehouse bubba was the one that I was going to make a video of. We had 2 in the past, like, hour, but like I said, that shit's funny. I never give a shit. Dang. I have not enough distance here. Yes! No! Boo! This is the non-window version. Damn. Oh shit. Oh! I'm still gonna greet it. I knew it'd work eventually. We got 1 greed to work. Damn it. It's fine. Oh, this is extra bad. I got shamed. That's so sad. Wait. Wait, he got shamed. He got shamed. What the fuck is this map? No, not the nailing. No. No. Oh, dang. You're literally held forward. Scenario when a breakable door is open. At length, at least. I actually found him. That's funny. I think Nemi's trying to be nice to me. What do you think about that, fucker? Haha. You know, I'm just imagining if I was like trying to be like, oh, I'm the best Dead by Daylight player there ever was. Like, what would my counterpoints to my own self be? I don't think I can make it far enough. No! I lose too late. So here we got a simple pallet gym. This is one of the more unsafe tiles of the common tiles, but I actually love it on this one because most time with simple pallet gym, I'm telling people to camp right here because it gives you as much distance from this side if they mind game and this side because they have to be able to moonwalk at the perfect spot. Obviously, you'd be walking, you would be waiting because then you would get hit. And if they came moonwalking around, you'd be able to go. But with these simple pallet gyms, you can stand right here on the end and force the killer to try to mind game themselves. So these, I actually think, because they look more unsafe, they actually are safer versions of the simple pallet gyms because you can actually have a really safe checkpoint to stand right here and then get pushed either way. And it's really hard for them to actually mind game you this any direction. This one too, for some reason, is even more unsafe, but because it's a more unsafe side, the killer can mind game you more. You can get right back to the same exact checkpoint again because of how unsafe it is. Killer will almost always go for a mind game there, and then you can get back to this checkpoint right here. Now, how to identify a simple pallet gym is walking up to it is very simple because we already see the dumpster right there and we see that wall right there and we see this opening coming up. We know that's going to be the pallet over here. Coming up to it, same thing from this side. You see that wall and that wall leading into this, which means we have no window and we have the one pallet right here. Coming from this direction, same thing. We see this wall right here. That's not long enough to be the wall from a lane gym, especially then it's coming into this thing. No, it can't be a lane gym. We see it sticking out. It can't be a double window gym because there's no window right there, so it has to be a lane gym coming from here. And from here is the easiest identifier because we can see straight through and we can see the pallet right in the middle of it. Now, another thing you can use pallet gyms for is running up and breaking line of sight, kind of like a lane gym, and getting the killer to try to mind game themselves so you can hold forward to its safer tile, because this is not the safest tile unless you're going to throw the pallet. If you do throw the pallet, it is a pretty safe tile, but the thing is with throwing pallets is the second you throw a pallet, you are no longer going to get any more practice on that tile. The second you throw it, it's done. They can either kick it or they're going to bloodlust you, or you're stuck in this 50-50 where you're like, do I jump it and they double back, or do I not jump it, or do I jump it now and they didn't double back? But that's not learning how to loop the tile. So you don't want to throw the pallet when you get up to it because you'll actually learn to loop better by not throwing it because it gives you an opportunity to actually loop the tile better. You can also see through this as well. So if you did get pushed up into this spot right here from here, so say when you pushed around here, you want to look through there because you can see through the tires for them to be able to come through. So if they did and you didn't see them through the tires and they double back, you could get pushed right back in your safe spot. Same with here. If you ran through here, you could see if they came up again, and then it would give you the first opportunity to be able to jump back again to your safe spot. But really, the safest thing, if you were on death hook and everything, you just really just want to chuck that pallet and then sit right here and wait for them to get about here. Because if they got about here and they swung, you'd be able to make it. Same with here. Then you'd just camp right here and you'd wait for them to get about here. Because they got about here and they swung, you could still make it. So you don't want to get stuck jumping early either once it's down. You want to be patient and wait for the right moment. But if you wait for the right moment and you are patient, it's a very safe pallet to sit there and jump back and forth on. Let's go. No, he saw the blood. Which is true too. I can. Oh fuck! I'm way out of position. No, my jukes are bad. But wait. Well, I can't even fucking do anything. I'm hindered. That's funny. The farts. Aim at an LT wall. No, I'm not. Greet it. Yes. Greet it again. Yes. He got me though. No. No! Whoops. Here we got a PW gym. So these are similar to Longwall gyms, and these are really called Shortwalls, what most people call them. I just personally don't like calling them Shortwalls anymore, because when this first came out, this was a short wall compared to the long wall, but now there's actually shorter walls that are just like the length of here out to here with the window in them. I'm talking about the double window gyms. But with this one, what you'd want to do is be running the pallet basically by itself. And what I like about this is there's a big old hole right here for you to see mind games from the killer, because before on those I liked using this right here as a checkpoint, but you can just straight up use this as a checkpoint because you can see if the killer is double backing or not. And what I do out here is if I don't see that the killer is double backed, or even if I had seen that the killer is double backed, then you can jump the window and just push whichever way the killer's pushing you. And it's a short wall, so if you tilt your camera down, you can see over it, unless it's like a shorter killer, so you can see which way. If the killer pushes you this way, then you can come back to the pallet again to sort of greed like normal. And if the killer pushes you around this way, same thing. You can just run even whichever direction you want. You can either run this way back to the pallet, or you can run around this way back to the pallet. And if you're running this way and I don't see the killers coming around here, I would just jump this instead, because I know the killer might be putting around there, and put as much distance as we possibly can. So literally when I'm running around this way, if I'm turning around and I don't see the killer or the red stain, just jump the window. Whereas if I'm coming around this way, I would more jump the window if I didn't see the killer there. And you come around, I would jump the window that way. Because if I see the killer coming around this way, then I can just keep going and playing it like a normal tile. Also be aware that you can't see underneath stuff like this right here. You can see underneath that, so you can have a little bit of a warning if the killer's coming, but it's very hard to actually see that. Whereas most of the time I'm just using that one right there, or I'm just tilting my camera down to be able to see their head over the tile itself. Now to identify this tile, it looks just like a Longwall gym as well, except for a Longwall gym will have a window right here. But if you're walking up to it this way, you know it's not going to be a lane gym, because you can see straight through with none of the other things, so you know it's going to be a PW gym, knowing that the pallet's right there and the window's right there. If you're coming up on the PW gym from this way, you see the pallet right there, so you know there's going to be a window right there. So this right here is like the most unmistakable way that you could identify it from. If you're coming up on it from this direction, is one of the ones that it's a little bit tougher to know which way you're coming on it from. And because of this, because it could be a PW gym or a Longwall gym, instead of running this way, because this way you'd either have to run out of your way to get a running vault, or you're going to end up medium vaulting, which would lose distance on the killer anyway. So instead of doing that, I would just run up on it on this direction, because either the pallet would be right here, or we'd be running the right direction to either get a juke or hit a running vault without losing any distance to the killer to get that running vault in the first place. And if you're coming up on it from this direction, is another easy one, because this wall doesn't go out as far as possible, so you can see the pallet over there, and knowing that you can have the window here as well. And you can get the running vault, as I just got. It just is pretty difficult actually on this map, especially if you're coming from this side. It's like almost impossible. There's like the teeniest amount of time that you saw where it was like running vault. It's just, I never count on being able to actually hit this running vault, because as you can see, I can't even hit it as we're trying over and over. So being able to hit it in chase is like a whole nother story. It is possible though, as you can see, it says running vault on your screen for like half a second, but I'm just not good enough to be able to hit that. And I usually count on not being able to hit in the first place, just as I can't right now. No, sir. Cornering tech. He should do his rush tech. Thought he was going to. The fucking weird asset boxes. Yes. Oh, you didn't. What? Ah! Dang. You're gonna hit me here. What the fuck? Oh my god, I didn't get the running vault. I'm a bad kid! was definitely not gonna make the killer. It was Easter Bunny Legion. It's so dumb. Fuck, there's no pallet or anything here for me. Whoops. Dang, I was hoping he'd swing at that. Yes! Why did he get stunned so long? Or was he in his power? Dude, just to hit him with the surprise attack. Hit him with the one add-on that makes you walk faster with no hatchets and then run Spirit Fury Enduring.
Exactly, that would be fantastic.
Surprised they went for that. Oh, they double back. Good shit. You're amazing. I'm dead here. Still ain't throwing no stinking pallet. Oh, damn. There's no pallet there. For some reason, I thought there was a pallet there. He basically had no cooldown on... That was basically it, right? Do I have a pallet there? And donuts down. What the fuck? Back to the broken bus. Ah, goddammit. I noticed too late. So this one you loop very similarly to a PW gym, or a Shortwall gym as other people call it as well. But what I like about these ones is since there is no way to mind game this right here, this is a very safe checkpoint for you to be able to go back and forth. And even right here, which shouldn't be a safe checkpoint, you can see through that little crack right there, and if you tilt your camera down, you can see over this little bit. So even these little checkpoints right here aren't as unsafe as other Longwall gyms. So the ideal pathing you'd want to do is you jump around this way, right? Killer pushes you around that way, come around here, come around this way, killer pushes around here, and you jump the window again, right? And then same thing. But obviously the killer has a brain, so they're going to push us around a bunch of different wacky ways. And one of the most common things that killers will try to do on this tile is they'll try to push us around. They're going to act like they're coming here, and then they'll vault through the window because they want us to be running directly in front of them when they're vaulting. So whenever this happens, when I'm running around this way, especially because we can see like over stuff right here, we can see the killer sort of mind game. So I'll sit here for a second to see where they're going. And especially this one we can see over, and we can just come this way. The same with this. If they're on this side's a bit harder to see over. So if this one, you still want to go like this and stand here for a second, because sometimes the killer will just go right back in and then vault, and that you being prepared for that can be the difference between you making it back to the pallet again. And say if they greet it, running around this way, you don't see him. If you don't see him here, just vault the window, right? Because if you don't see the red stain, you don't see him coming around from here, then they're going to be coming around the long way. And if that's the case, just vault the window. Whereas if we're coming this way and say they're going to get a hit, we can get another vault by greeting it, and they respect it, and we can get another vault on the window. So basically that's how I loop these Longwall gyms, is just loop the pallet by itself, and then the first opportunity you get where you don't see the killer coming that way, you just vault the window and then gain even more distance on the killer and then do it again. So how do I identify a Longwall gym coming up to it? So this is the one that looks just like the NO gym, but this is a little bit more in the middle, as opposed to the NO gym is like on the side right here. So, and we can see that there's an end to it. So from this angle, it'd either have to be a lane gym or a Longwall, and this one, you know, it'd be a Longwall just because of all the other things that we can see leading up to it. Coming up to it from this angle is another easy way as well. I guess it would be a little bit difficult if we were here, but if we were here, we could see the window here. And when we come around here, we could see that there's no window there, and we'd be able to loop this anyway. But if we were coming from the straight up side, we'd be able to see the pallet right there. We would know exactly what we have, and we know that there's no window there as well. If we're coming up from this way and you can't really see, as we were talking about, similar to the Shortwall / PW gyms, instead of running this way where you'd force yourself on either going out of your way to try to get the running vault or forcing yourself into a meeting vault, always go to the right side. That way you can see if there's a pallet or a window that we'd be getting the running vault for, or running juke for, to be able to get more loops out of the pallet itself. But that way, if we came here, even then we could respect, and we might even get to start the chase over that way. And coming from this angle is the only tough angle to really identify which one it is, and by the time we get here, we already see the window, so we know what it is. But if you see this distance right here, if say you're coming sort of more from this angle, you could already see the window right there, but say you missed it and you were this angle, once you see that, you know that they're going to have the window here. It's because there's no window here. We're going to have our pallet there, sorry, and we'll not have the window over here on this side. The cat that loves his lasagna. It really is funny as hell. Greet it. Oh, he knows. Oh my god, I fucked up. This is bad. Yes! Damn it. Didn't work. I should have juked it. No! I should have BM'd like that whole time. This is what I mean when you try to use BMing to your advantage. I'm like in the very back corner of the map. If I go down back here, it's absolutely fine. It's so far away from everything. He's tinkering somewhere else. Interesting choice you've made there. Part 2. Oh god. There's no fucking pallet here, dude. This is awful. I only ran here for a second just to bide time, and I was gonna go to the fun bus. God damn it. He got me. So here we got the double windows I was talking about earlier. It kind of looks like one of those simple pallet gyms, but we have a window there instead of a pallet. So the fun thing about double windows is no matter which way you push it, there's sort of something that you can do. So if they push me around this way, and they came around here, I could just run to this one. And if they push me around this way, this would be the ideal pathing, and they push you around here, and you come in here, and you can just jump the window again. And if they push you around this way, and you jump it again. So a lot of times the killer will try to push you this way, because this is the more unoptimal pathing, which you can sort of fake out the killer, get them to juke themselves, and then you can run around here. And this is one of the more safe versions of it, because they can see over it, or through that little piece right there. So it's harder for the killer to sort of mind game right here, because a lot of times this piece is wide on the other maps, and you can't see through that piece right there, so you really have to play it safe and come over here, which would push you back into this scenario here, where you'd either have to jump it or juke it, depending on which. I would never jump it on the first scenario. I'd always juke on the first scenario, and probably second, maybe even third, and then be like, he's never going to expect me now. He thinks I'm just going to juke it over, and that's when you jump it. But using this big blank wall is the secret, though, because no matter which way they push it, you can sort of turn it around and go whichever way you want it to. Because if they push me this way, obviously I'd be able to go that and jump that way, so they're not going to want to push me around that way, and they're going to push me around this way, but you would juke, break line of sight, and then come back around this way. Because if I came back around this way, no matter which way they push me, if they push me around this way, I get the window, right? And if they push me back around this way, I can see over this right here, this little crack as well, see them coming. They push me around this way, then I can jump this one. So pretty much no matter which way they push you around this wall right here, you're going to get a good safe wall. And that using this wall right here is sort of the secret to turning it back around whichever way you want to run. And even if you were feeling saucy and they pushed you around and you're a little bit late in your checkpoint, you could always just jump this here and still gain a little bit of distance. And then if you really wanted, you could come back around here and see which way the killer pushed you again, because they pushed you around this way, you could jump back into the wall again. So it's a very interesting tile, but it's not the most safe because you don't gain a ton of distance no matter which vault you get. But for that, it's one of the more fun tiles in my opinion, because you can win like 2 or 3 50-50s and not waste too much of the killer time, so the killer doesn't get too upset by it. And it's just fun for the killer and the survivor. There's good counterplay on both parts, and because of that, I just think it's a well-rounded tile. Now, to identify this tile, if you're coming from this direction, is the easiest, because you can see right there would be sort of like a long wall, but there's nothing blocking us, and there's nothing in the middle. So it can't be a long wall, and it can't be a lane gym, so it must be a double window gym right there, knowing we have the window right there. This right here is the side that makes it a little bit rough, kind of looking like an O gym on this side, but since that dumpster is sticking out, we know that it's a double windows. Since this one does not have a window, we know that we can just jump this window or that window over there. So coming up to this way, this is actually one of the reasons why I don't like calling PW walls short walls anymore, because this looks like a shorter wall than that one, since it has that big one long wall coming out. But coming up to it on this way, we know that it's a double window gym because we see nothing in the middle, but you can also see all the way through the window. You can't see anything stopping your line of sight, so you know it's not a long wall gym, you know it's not a lane gym, so you know it's going to be a double window gym coming from this side over here. And coming from this side over here is another easy way to tell, because you can see the window right there and you see that spot right there. Because if the window right there wasn't a window, then it would be sort of confusing to look like a simple pallet gym. We know we have a window right there, which means we have a window right there as well. And this wall right here is actually the reason I don't like calling short wall gyms short walls anymore, because this wall right here is a shorter wall with a window. And I think if you're a new player to the game, why is that one called a short wall? You know, this one could be called a short wall. No, this one's double windows. So I like to call the other ones PW gyms now. Yeah, OPness now. I don't think I make it. I did. What the fuck? No! Oh, fuck. I confused this. So here we have the NO gym. This is kind of like the Ormond gym, but instead you have an actual wall right here instead of one of those little tiles that you come around. And this wall right here is a very fun wall to use. Same with this wall over here when you're using these, because this right here, you can see most killers over it and they can't mind game you. And even if they try to mind game you, say they double backed right there, you can just run a straight line right into this window. And then if they push you around either direction, you can get right back to this. And there's a lot of things that you can see through with this as well. But the most important thing is if you tilt your camera down, you can see a lot of killers over this. And you can even use this wall if you want to feel a little bit safer, because this wall is one of the longer ones that you can loop, and then you can dump off into the pallet and green and see which way they go, or you can dump off into the other window. So if they're pushing you this way and they push you around this way, you can jump right into this window. So this is one of the more interesting ones, because if you have the version like this on McMillan Estate, it goes up too high so you can't see the killer and you're kind of risking getting hit no matter which way you push you. Whereas if you're looping this one, you can kind of loop this tile even, and no matter which way they push you, you have something safe, because if they push me around that way, I go there. And if they're pushing me around this way, as I said before, and they just hard push me around this way, I could just run right here and jump right into the window. So I actually think this is the safest version of the NO gem, is the Autohaven Wreckers version of the NO gem. Now to identify this one is a little bit of a tougher one coming up on it, because if you're coming up on here, this looks like this could be the window right here, but you know it's not by the time you get here by knowing that it's the pallet right there. You can see the pallet a little bit on top, and if you're over here, you can't really see the window that well, or if it's the opening, so that's what makes it tough. But even or, when you come this way, even if the pallet's not there, as I was saying, this wall earlier, you can use it to get pushed whichever way you'd want, and you would know that it would be, because we'd have this long wall right here. By the time you got here, you would already know by the pallet, and you would see the long wall. So if you're identifying it by coming up on this way, it kind of looks like a long wall gym, but the window, instead of being in the middle like it would be with a long wall gym or a lane gym, if the window is right here, and the lane gym you'd be able to see through and see what it was, it's a little bit more to the right hand side with a dumpster right here. So that's how you know you're going to have an NO gym coming up to, and to know that you're going to have a pallet over there and a window right here, because you can't really see the pallet from this angle right here up until you get to the window. But if you have the window right here, you would already know that the pallet's over there anyway, because the wall itself is shaped differently than a long wall. This version right here is one of the easiest ways to identify, because you have that pallet right there tells you that you're going to have a window over there, because it's not a lane gym, which is where the pallet would be if it was a lane gym, because you see this big wall right there and you see the dumpster right there, which means that it has to be an NO gym with a window right here. One of them was toxic, and you're like, oh man, and that took you an hour's worth of games. 16 killers you had to play, where you got one toxic killer in 16 matches. Like, that fucking take forever. Oh god. Oh damn it. No! The pellet's already down too. This is Sag. I want to run this thing. This tile is fun. I want him to run the way I want to run it though. Yay! Oh god. No, I tried it! I'm naughty. No!
If only I would have known, I'll be left on hook.
Ah!
And I healed. Okay.
Dang, I walked away. I did not make enough distance at all. So this is the Autohaven Wreckers version of an O gym, and this is one of the ones that's a little bit tough to identify coming up on, because it basically looks like a lane gym, except for it has that one wall right there. But the reason it's the O gym is because you still have the pallet here, you still have the window here, and you have this little thing that's in front of the window for you to be able to game with the window, and then this is the little thing that sticks out from the window, and then you have this extra wall right here. So same thing, you'd run this pretty much identically as a more unsafe version of a O gym, where you'd run away that way and then come into here, and you you can still hit the running vault. It's just a little bit harder to get. And then you can game whichever way they're going to push you. Running out a little bit too, you don't want to be hugging this too tight because number one, you can stub your toe like this. And number two, they can swing through and hit you if you're doing that. So whenever you're running around this, you have to run out a little bit before they come around because you can get hit. Obviously tilting your camera down just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. And then this way, if you come around here, you can see through this wall too to see if the killer's coming. But most of the time, you don't want to be camping there anyway. You just want to use this as a greed and get away. But because of this one being a little bit more unsafe, kind of like a lane gym, this is another one of those tiles where you could totally use to break line of sight, make the killer mind game himself and get onto another tile. Same if you're doing this. If you're running through here and the killer did something, you could either run around and just come around to here and jump the window, or you could push around, come in like you're going to loop it, let the killer mind game himself like this, wait for the killer to go around that way, and then get away from it. But even then, if the killer didn't see you and you came around, you could still get the running vault. It's just a little bit tough of a running vault for you to be able to get. Now, identifying this thing is a little bit tough because it looks similar to a lane gym and it runs similar to a lane gym. It's just the spacing is a little bit different, but you'll have that flat wall over there. So if you're running from this way, it really doesn't matter. You'll run it similar to a lane gym in the first place. If you're coming over from here, it can look similar to a Longwall gym. You just know it's not a Longwall gym by that piece in the middle, and that piece in the middle is kind of blocking it. So it could be a lane gym, but same thing. Even if it was a lane gym, it would pretty much be the same way that you'd run it in the first place. Coming up from this side is the tough way to decipher because this looks like it could be one of those double windows, but you know it's not a double window because this doesn't have a little jagged edge sticking out from there. So when you're coming here and you see no window here, since that is the same piece as the short wall, but you see no jagged edge there and you see a window, you know that it's going to be an O gym. And then coming out from this way is another way that you can tell very easily because you can see the pallet right there, knowing that's an O gym. If you didn't see the pallet right there, it'd be down already. But that being said, no matter which way, if you're running to this way, I would still run towards the pallet way because if you run out this way, you just put yourself farther away from the pallet. And yes, you can see over that, but this is a long distance for me to get to there all the way just to here. For minimal benefit, I don't know if I'd have enough distance to be able to either juke this again, and even if you did juke that again in the double back, you'd still just be at the unsafe pallet to try to game or not game, depending. Z-walls are hilarious. You're never going to loop a Z-wall on purpose. This is always just going to be a last effort. And you're always going to be running it this way. If you're running it this way, you're really screwed because you have to go out of your way out of a Z-wall just to get a running vault, right? That right there is the difference between you getting hit or not anyway. So really you'd be wanting to run it this way and expect the killer to mind game you back, or expect the killer to just double back at some point. And even if they are double back, it still hurts you, like I said, because now you're running it the wrong way. So Z-wall is just something like, I have nothing else. This is the last resort, and I'm going to see how many more seconds I can waste with the killer before having to go. Now, that being said, right here looks like a hilarious little version of an OPness for a Z-wall, because we could actually use this. Where the killer gamed us around. If they push us this way, we could actually come back here. If the killer mind gamed himself. If the killer didn't mind game himself, then there'd be no way because it's not enough distance. Like even if the tip of the distance from them here, even if they didn't mind game and they came around here, I'm not sure I'd be able to make it all the way back to this pallet before they got us the hit. But this is a funny scenario where it actually looks like you might be able to get some Z-wall value. You might be able to if they pushed around this way actually and make it back. That might be the play. But most of the time Z-wall is just going to be completely pointless. Or super fun if you want to sauce the killer for as long as you possibly can on a Z-wall. All right, so now that we got the common realm tiles out of the way, and now let's go over the Autohaven Wrecker common tiles. The first one I want to go over, I call this the 4-piece. It's similar to the ones there are on Coldwind and McMillan Estate where there's 4 pieces to it, and the pallet can either be here or the pallet can be right here. And the reason they have the 4 pieces to it is because if you're zoned out, say the killer was in between me and the pallet was right there, or say I was coming from this direction, and the pallet was on the far side of the 4-piece. If I was coming this direction, if I ran towards the killer to get to this pallet right here, the killer would have me zoned out, but that's why you have these pieces over here, because I could run on the outside here, force the killer to push me the right way, and then once the killer pushes me a right way, I could run around and then get to the pallet that's right here. And that's why you have to make use of all 4 of these little pieces of rubble here. Other than that, it's a very simple tile. And same thing, if you're playing against something like a Blight that can slide around this, you wouldn't want to be sitting at the car waiting to get hit. That's when you want to make some more use out of these little rubble tiles. But if it's a great Blight, you're probably going to get hit by a bounce logic anyway. But you want to be more unpredictable anyway than sitting right here at this car waiting to get hug tech. But other than that, this is another one of those tiles that you can just greed until you're on deathlook. When you're on deathlook, this is another pallet that killers will try to bloodlust, where they'll get you caught in that 50-50. And I like to think the first 50-50 that you win, try to get away. If this was the case, I'd probably run over to here and try to be doing this window or mind game it or something, because if you're sitting at that, they eventually just bloodlust it, and especially if you're even on deathlook. So stuff like that I think is just a better pallet to greed and then make it to another tile with the distance you gain from the greed, or just loop it over and over and see how long you can greed it and get away with it. But that's something obviously you don't want to do on deathlook, and if you're on deathlook, I wouldn't suggest running to this unless it was the only thing you had anyway. Another thing I will say about the 4-piece is if the pallet is here, this is the more fun that you want to loop a Billy on. And if you are looping a Billy, don't throw the pallet. Billy's the hardest killer to play, and you don't want to ruin the curve by throwing the pallet. You just basically want to try to get them, try to stay as far out of the curve distance as you can, and then eventually they're going to hit you. But a lot of times Billies won't mind, even if it took them 5 gens for them to get you down. I've never had that happen, but even if, like, they would rather you just not throw the pallet and you just sit here with them practicing curving, because curving with Billy is the hardest thing to do in all of DBD, in my opinion. And this one right here is a great one for them to get some practice on, since it's oddly shaped. But they can also curve you on it, so it's a lot of fun. And if you're playing it right, you cannot get curved. If you're guessing which way that they're going to push you on, you can push around the corner and get it in time. So it's a very good 1v1 tile against a Billy. And if you're playing against a Billy that's trying to curve, don't ever drop the pallet. Let them curve you. Not let them curve you, like let them down you. Just don't ever drop the pallet and keep looping the tile until it hits you with a sweet curve. I'm gonna try to hit him with the... Ready for this? Yes! I love hitting him with it. That's like the most satisfying thing to make work. Ooh, yummy. Not if I agreed, but he's gonna have bloodlust.
If ever get
No!
in the game,
We are
I'm gonna get tuned out.
Oh my god.
Listen, Nemo, we can have a chat. Okay, thank you for having a chat.
Ah! Yay, I mean...
It wasn't... Okay, so it's not the worst. Like, we're actually doing a gen, which is important.
Maybe you should have hit me there. No! I fucked up. I'll throw that though. Oh, I fucked up. The epic ass teammates too coming in to take hits. I was like, where the fuck is he? Yes. He has bloodlust though. He gets me. No, he doesn't. Let's fucking go. He's streaming, so he might not be here anymore. Yay. Oh shit. Read it. Yay. I'm so glad I didn't throw that. They got me here though with the M1. Good shit. Hello. He can just go super far, can he? Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I'm gonna take a hit. No, not. He hit a wee goal. I have to loot this shit right here. No. Yes. What the fuck? Damn. It didn't work twice. I didn't agree. Is that pallet already down? It's not nice. Yes. Yes. I have to throw it in this time though. I'm sorry. Not throwing this one. I have to go away because I should have jumped that one. Yay! I should have thrown it. Being on Twitch for like damn, he got me. Good shit. Yeah! We got the jukes, we got the jukes, we got the jukes. Dang. Yeah! I still feel like that's why Survivors, because that Scott Jun video. Read it, yay. Reading it twice never works, but even if you throw it, you'll get hit. There's a fucking clip of me nodding out, it was awful. And I thought it was funny, which made it even worse. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking nodding out like I'm... Oh, God. Oh, God. I got distracted trying to nod. Guide for every map. I could, dude. I wish I fucking... Like, what I didn't realize about the guides and stuff is how much time you actually have to spend just watching it. Dang. This man's... God damn it, if I could throw it down in time. God damn it. And this over here is just the Rubble Tile. So this one is never going to be any different. This one's always going to be just as this one is. So this one is more an unsafe tile on the far side. This side right here, you'll never really want to be running this side unless it's a Huntress or a Trickster or a Slinger or something like that, because then this is your best friend. Because any of those, if you're on this side, you're just going to end up getting hit. You can try to duck, and you can sometimes, but if you're a Slinger, he'll just shoot you here, and you can't really duck this, right? He can just shoot you right around this part, or at least push you around. Another thing about Huntresses is they can be very patient with it. So if you duck and you are, and then you run and then they hit you, or they can just push you all the way around. But sometimes you can juke them into acting like you're going to run around this and then duck and they'll throw it right over this thing. So be aware of that. And it also is a bigger tile than it appears, and it's jagged. So this is one of those ones that if you loop as tightly as possible, sometimes, and you can, as this right here, you can stub your own toe and get yourself down. But if you're looping as tightly as possible, you might be able to get extra loops from the fact that the killer also stubbed their toe at the same time. But because of that, this is also a very unsafe pallet to throw because it's easily bloodlustable after it's already on the ground. So might as well just greet it as many times as you can for fun. And I'm gonna get curved on. Yay. But I have to be aware because they can curve. You have to be like aware when they can curve. I wasn't like throwing last time. I just didn't react anywhere near in time. Can he curve it? No! Oh my god. You know what's funny? I stubbed my toe on it and then he got fucked over by it. I was like, I can say that word. I haven't said too many F words. That was funny though. Yes. This thing is really hard to curve, it appears. I mean, curving with Billy is just hard in general. Oh, I get M1. No! He definitely got me here, right? Yeah, good stuff. See, like... Oh, yeah, I'm that stupid! Ah! I'm not gonna throw it, dude. Dang. I should have kept it running. Running and running, 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 running. Damn, he didn't. Damn. He did not go for it. He must have me 99 or something. Yeah. I'll get curved down. Oh, throw it. This is like how you get practice with Billy. And this is actually kind of a hard one. I wish we had the pallet at the thingy. I wish we had the pallet over there on the car. If we had the pallet on the car, it would be better. Here we go. Yeah, good shit. Take the aggro. I gotta run the long way and try to greed this shit. Yay. Can they hit me over that? Or maybe not if I duck, obviously. Throw it. No, what? I was watching Cole do that earlier and somebody was crouched and they weren't getting hit. Or was it Mike Naders? I don't know if I make it enough to greed. Dang it, he didn't respect. No respect. Yeah, we got the broken bus. Big Sag. Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't think he could hug that. Or slide it, I should say. Got me. Good shit. I greeted every other pallet. Time to throw one. Oh my god, I never actually got to use it though, to be fair, because when that PTB happened, Tears of the Kingdom was out and I was no-lifing it. This is the only time I get to use perks as PTBs because I want to see what the new perks are going to be like.
I knew I should have finished that gym.
No! He has no more
was begging me
shenanigans.
for a heal.
All right, here we got the dumpster L. Now, this one is basically just a big tile right here, and you would want to run the dumpster if you're playing against an M1 killer, but same thing, if you're playing against a projectile killer, you'd probably want to run this side instead. It seems a bit more safe, so you're putting yourself at more risk when it comes to an M1, but what you're trying to avoid is this part right here. If this part right here, you just have to hope that they throw it at the pallet when you juke out, and I recommend you juking outwards before running through and trying to juke, because right here, they're going to wait to get into this bottleneck, and you can't really juke it in this bottleneck once you throw it right in here. If they threw it straight down the middle, you'll probably get hit by it. So that's why you want to run and juke it. But the problem is, if you're running that side and they just don't go for the juke, now you're screwed. Now you're just out of position and they can hit you with it anyway. And you're leaving it up to them and hoping that they don't have enough skill to hit you, and that's just too much of an issue. So for me, I would want to loop this side instead, especially against something like a Demogorgon, right? A Demogorgon is a good M1 killer and you might be taking an M1 in that case. But if that was the case, I would loop it this way first until you knew he was going to be close enough to be able to hit you with the shred, which would probably just be like one go around, and then I'd switch it to this one. And same thing, you can see through the tile right here to see if they double back or not, but at the same time, it's so small from here to here that it's such a small reaction time for you to be ready for it. So just be aware of that as well. Now when the pallet is already down, it's a pretty safe pallet as well if you're just camping it like you always do, because you have to wait for the killer to be pretty much like here-ish, and that's a big go around because of that egg higher there. So be aware of that if it's already on the ground, that it is a pretty safe pallet for you to be able to jump. Just don't jump early and you'll be fine. So now we have the other part of the Rubble Tile, which is the actual cars. Now, the cars, same thing, is very, very unsafe if you're going to loop this part against a projectile killer. And this part, you have to hope that they just miss coming down to this part if you do a juke or something like that. But that being said, you'd still want to loop the truck instead of the car against a projectile killer. What you would want to loop the car against is a Blight or an Oni, because the tire and the tree make it a lot harder for Oni and Blight to be able to do some slides around this thing, because they'll get caught on this thing going for a melee that they'll have to go wide around and then adjust for. And if they're trying to bump from that way, they can't, because they can't slide from that side, push us this way, and then slide back around and then hit us before we can get to the pallet, because the tree and the tire will get in the way. So this is actually a great tile on this map against Blight and Oni specifically, but only if you're looping the car instead. And this is a safe pallet to have down once it's already thrown, but once it's already thrown, it's not really safe to sit there and camp, especially with latency, because the truck isn't like a huge amount of distance for you to try to game back and forth whether they're going to go for a melee or mind game you, but it is much better of a tile for these scenarios where you can hit somebody with like a crouch juke for a second and then they double back and then you're just running around again. So once this one's already thrown, this is a tile that the killer will try to bloodlust you on as well, but instead of camping it and doing it that way, I would actually try to loop it instead once it's already on the ground. Same with the rubble tiles.
Shit. And he's on.
Hey!
He's on you.
Here we go. You want to run to this car over here though versus Blight, because you can't really slide it that well because of the tire.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna go cower for my life over here.
No, he doesn't respect though. No!
Oh, good info, good info. Eclipse.
Yeah, he has to bump logic this one because he can't slide around the tire, or he has just M1 it, but I'm not going to throw it because if we throw it, then you can just M1 this the whole time anyway. Yes!
My view is a rock.
Yes! I freaking love it. Do it again. Yes! I'm down though. He has bloodlust. No! Ooh. No, no. I want to stay here and loop this. I'm gonna feed this man's. Unfortunately. It's like not letting him get me in chase. What the F? Is he not getting me on chase on purpose? Or is... There we go. Greet it. Yay. I've already spent long enough here. Yay. What, do you have End Fury or something? Dang it. I did the long turnaround. I hate doing this. Yay. You must have like End Fury, right? Dang it. Why is he getting stuck? He's like getting stuck in between something there. It's probably a weird hitbox. That shit sucks. Why did he double back there? He's gonna get some bloodlust soon, right? Yeah, I won't make it around because of bloodlust. I also stubbed my toe. No, I should have thrown it. There do I go. Probably should have thrown that. Definitely should have thrown that. Good shit. I can't run that way. This is bad. Because they're on the hook. Greed the fake fucking pallet dude. All right, right here we got the safe tree rock. This is a bigger rock than it really appears, but it is also mind gameable by the killer. So if you're gonna loop this thing, you don't really want to get caught in this spot right here, especially if it's a shorter killer, because if they double back and push you out a different way and they come this way, it's long enough that you're gonna get hit before going that way. So what I would like to do is loop this one. You can also see over that part of the rock right there a bit and use that as an extra checkpoint before they can sneak up on you. Is get a few loops that way and then switch to this one, especially if it's a projectile killer. If it's a projectile killer, this right here is definitely going to be the one you can see because it's hard for them to double back on you on. It's hard for a killer to really mind game on this one anyway. It's just smaller, and this spot right here is when they mind game. It's really hard, especially if you're on this side and they mind game back in and pre-swing into the pallet before you even make it there. But this rock right here is definitely one that's more useful against the projectile killers as well. Damn. Over here, we got the Greed Rock. Now, I like this one a lot because same thing. It's hard for projectile killers to hit you. They can hit you right here on this little corner thingy. Most of the time, it's impossible for them to mind game, even shorter killers. And it's just a fun rock to greed. Killers are still going to try to bloodlust and do some stuff like that. But at the same time, this is one of those ones where you want to greed a few different ways, where you have to stop, or you can do the stop the second time facing that way. And then the third time, you do an actual turnaround, like you're going to hit them with it. Third time, you can do like a bang, right? Or you can even do like a, like shake at them and then keep going. And the fourth time, throw it down. But trust me, if you greed the pallet, a lot of times it works. And even if it doesn't work and it backfires, don't give up on it. There's been times where you greed all the way to the end of the match, and then if you don't greed at the very end of the match, they are ready for it and you get hit. So just be aware of that. Loop it tightly. They know I'm not going to throw it, though. Loop this. Oh, fuck, David! What? What was that? Oh, shit. That's so weird. The game like this. Oh, damn it. I forgot I don't have fucking endurance. For some reason, I was like, I got saved. I have endurance. Killing. It's like, yes! Gonna get home from work and stream. Dang it. Dang it, they're fast. They know I'm not gonna throw it. I'm not gonna care. They know I'm not gonna throw it. They got that look in their eye. Can they hit me over that? I think so, right? Oh god. Alright, so here we got a double tree rock. Now this one is very unsafe, this part specifically against projectile killers, because it can hit you right over that, so be aware if you're playing against a Huntress and you're looping this one that they're going to try to hit you there. If you're playing against a projectile killer, I'd recommend doing this one, especially because this one you can see over this part, they can hit you through this thing as well. But this right here, they can't hit you over, but you have to be aware of the mind games. So this isn't the safest rock of the rocks to run, but against projectile killers, pretty much either of them is okay. This one right here is rough, but this one right here is also more fun if you're going to try to do some cool jukes and try to get them to throw and stuff like that. Other than that, it's pretty common rock tile. I get people off. I will not throw it. I shall let you curve me if you so desire. I'm gonna get curved here. Alright, I gotta be more aware next time. Read it. Yay. Yay. He just barely respected it. Dang. Yes! Damn it. I can't move! Good shit. Dang. He's not gonna respect anymore. I forgot I was infected. So here we got the corner rock. So this corner rock did not used to exist. There used to be huge dead zones on Autohaven Wreckers once you got out to the corners. But now, even to the rim, filled to the rim with pallets. I'm sure killers were thrilled to see that there was a pallet all the way in the complete corner of the map. But thus, here it is. So just be aware now that all hope is not lost, especially when you get to one of these jagged corners and not a corner like that at the outside. If you see a jagged corner, there's pretty much always guaranteed that there is this tile right here. And it's a perfect size rock to be able to greet or not greet, and you just don't want to be caught running this side right here, especially against projectile killers, unless you just want to have some fun and try to play some dodgeball. But other than that, you'd really just want to be able to do that. And if you're out here, you want to try to get the killer looping you this direction, so that way if you were forced to throw the pallet and actually were fortunate enough to get the stun, you could get away from it running into the middle of the map. And that's really what you would use the small rubble tile for, is you'd use the small rubble tile to run around and get them disoriented into chasing them the wrong way, and then get the pallet stun and get away from it. Or just elongate the chase in the corner until you go down and waste as much time as of the killers as possible. Oh no, I got the wide turn. Oh god. Yay! Pallet. God damn it. So yeah, I just gained 2 stacks there. I don't, so you gotta continue holding forward there. I see. No! I'm done. Alright, now that we got the Autohaven Wrecker common tiles out of the way, let's go over the bigger Autohaven Wrecker common tiles. So the first one is the Shame Hill / Shame Rock. So there's not really too much to talk about here except for how to get down without staggering. This one has the easiest, in my opinion, to get down. Is the first one that I noticed because I'm like, hey, look at this big slope. I wonder if, hey, I didn't stagger at all. So there is a way to get down completely if you're up here. It's not just all hope is lost. I have to wait for the killer and then stagger and not get anywhere. Now the downside is to get to the stagger, we'd have pretty much nowhere to go because of the placement. We'd get the corner of the map essentially by not staggering. So that's the downside of this over here. So even the left side, so even the right or the left side, you can get down without stagger whatsoever. And this side, you just run down this way and get down like that. Now, what you really want to look out for the Shame Hill and Rock is if you had it spawn right next to a long wall. Now, the long wall, you could have it either be on that side, or that side over there, and it would be extremely helpful. It just wouldn't be helpful if it was right there because you wouldn't be able to get the running vault. But your stagger, like this, how I couldn't move for a second, is completely cut off if there's a window right next to it, and you can loop it over and over. And not only do you just be able to get medium vault, you can actually running vault when you jump down. And you just running vault and you jump it, and then whichever way the killer would push you, say they pushed you around that way, if it was a long wall, and then you just run back up here and do it again. Wait for the killer to come up, and then you jump the window. You can even do it if it's a longer wall this way. If you have it right in the front, same thing. You can do a jump, even with that big stagger. It's completely cut off, and you can just hit with the running vault. But you have to have godly RNG to be able to do that. And it's kind of a secret trick with these, and it's one of those things that you're going to start noticing every time you're playing killer, like, oh, they have it. At least they don't know how to do it. Because you'd be super jealous if they did, because of the amount of times you see it on Survivor is extremely low. But when you do have it, hope the killer chases you and doesn't have bamboozle, because it's one of the most fun things you can do in this entire game is loop the killer on a Shame Hill or Shame Rock and get 3 vaults out of it and get in the window to block. And literally all you have to do is run down, spamming, you're holding the sprint button and you're spamming vault, because it'll literally give you the running vault prompt while you were middle of the air. And as long as you hit it while it was giving you the running vault prompt, it overrides everything else and you'll just running vault right through the window. Especially hilarious if it's right next to Shack. But that's how you get insane value out of the Shame Rock / Shame Hill. Next up, we got the semi-truck. So the semi-truck is used for mainly when you're running this way. It's a little bit tough of a running vault to be able to get, but the running vault, you can get it consistently. It's not the hardest running vault either. But one thing I do want to say about this is, you see how there's little bits of stuff on the ground? Right here is a spot. Did you see how I couldn't move there for a second? This is the one thing with the running vault that you do have to be very, very aware of, is that right there. So because of that, you can't just immediately be hugging this side to try to give you as much distance for the running vault as possible, because you will stub your toe just like that. You'll be running from the killer and you'll stub your toe like this. So I can't move, I'm holding forward, and that will be the difference between you getting hit or not. Sometimes the killer won't notice, but you don't want to count on the killer not noticing, because this is a really funny window to try to mind game as well, since you'll go here and the killer will go a few times. It's also not as safe to do that because getting the running vault is pretty hard from a standing position. You have the very brief amount of second to be able to do it like I just did, but it's very hard to hit. That makes it harder. So when you're running this way, just be aware of this little thing sticking out this way. Once you're past that foot on the ground, then you can get out a little bit and get your running vault. But be aware of that if you're hugging the outside wall, you will stub your toe on that foot right there, right? So be aware that you have to run past that before getting your running vault. If you're not going to do the running vault scenario, because you don't want to run it this way, I'm just running back in this way. The real pathing you'd want to do is get your running vault and then come around this way and make sure they're chasing you out. Usually you can get 3 vaults too, because it is safer than it looks since that car right there. And then you run around the foot, come around again, hit the running vault, killer comes around again and pushing you back, and then you can get your 3rd vault, right? The 3rd one is when it's really fun, specifically to try to get your jukes, right? You see how small that window of opportunity is to get running vault? That's why I don't like doing it as much, unless it's the 3rd one, because then at least you have a chance to try to do it. And instead of looking on screen trying to hit the when it says running vault, you'll get better and better at this, but figuring out when exactly to even press it, because it's about like a step and a half without moving around, because you can't like cut in, right? You have to be running like straight at it. So you'd run around the foot, wait for a second, and then jump it to get around. But the one main thing to think about with this tile specifically, as I was saying, is just be aware of this little foot on the ground. See how sometimes you don't run into it, so you'd be like, oh, it's not there. No, it's definitely still there. It's just for some reason, sometimes you don't run into it and other times you do. But always assume that you're going to run into that little foot. Yep. I was like, do you have a fucking, what the fuck is that? Ah! When do you ever see a killer do that? I was all excited to loop this, and then he fucking does some shit like that. Can I loop it now? Yay! Which way does he go? Does he go backwards? No, he doesn't. Damn it. I wanted the running vault. I fucked it up. You used to be able to hug the side, but you can't hug the side anymore because that little thing on the ground. Fuck. I stagger. Do I stagger if I continue holding forward? I don't, so you gotta continue holding forward there. Dang, I want to run the killer. If only he could find me. I don't know if I make another one, right? I totally do. Is he lusty blood me? I gotta juke it. No! Made the right play and it wasn't enough. Oh, he went that way. The fuck? Shamelessly. Oh shit. No! Ridiculous. Oh shit. Oh shit. Maybe the follow Blight. That was a good ass match. I'm sorry, I sucked. Ugh. I don't know if he can. That might be dangerous actually for me to try this. Oh no! This is fucking terrible, dude. Oh, I looked this up a lot. I have like over 2,000 games where I was using perks, but I was playing very casually, so it's like I don't know if it was... I don't know if it had to do with playing without perks. Oh, shit. Or if it was more to do with just playing the game. I don't want to loop this. I'd rather just get some sprint burst away. I won't get on the gen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god, that was fucking barely. Watch me stub my toe on this shit trying to get value out of the semi. Yay, thank you, Kate. It like added that little bone there and I don't know why. Nice, I won't do the gen, he's being... I don't even think he like fell for that mind game. I think he just left. Haha, mind game themselves. See, I didn't get any stacks there. I'll make this, but I know if I get hit, I'll lose too. Oh my god, why did I stagger? Ah! I'm not gonna make this. I really fucking close. My pathing was too wide there. Alright, so here we got the broken bus, one of the 3 versions of the fun bus. So this is the newest variant of the bus, and what you really want to do with this one is be greeting the pallet. Sometimes they'll go around. If they went around that way is ideal, because then you can come in here. Sometimes they'll even double back there, and you can see through these windows to see if they had. But even if they hadn't double backed and they pushed around, then they could push you back around this way. This is where if they double back, it'd be a little dangerous, but not the most dangerous in the world, because when you come around here, because of the extra little rubble, you could see if they double backed again. And if they double backed around that way, that would give you enough distance to be able to make it back to here to greet again. But the last thing you want to do on this tile is throw the pallet. The second you throw the pallet and they break that, then this is essentially a Z wall. This one window by itself, and you can't even jump it both ways. You can only jump it one way because you can't jump it back in that way. So be aware of that you never really want to throw this pallet. This pallet is a death trap to throw anyway. It's like negative distance. When you throw distance, you lose it, and the killer's going to hit you, or they're going to mind game you and do a back and forth, which is very unsafe, and you're not going to get anywhere else anyway, especially not through that window. So what you really want to do is greet it, and then whichever way they push you around, that's how you want to greet, because you can see them coming around that way. And if they go into mind game themselves, you can just run away to another tile to see if they're going to try something, because right here is where you not want to be. You not want to get caught up there. That's the most dangerous part, because you're far away from everything. Getting caught up here is nowhere near as bad, because at least I can go to the window, or I can at least try to do something else while seeing through here, and it's a longer wall. But if I get caught up here, this is like asking to get hit. If you get caught up here, let the killer mind game themselves and get away, because sometimes the natural flow of the game is going to push us that way, and if that happens, let the killer mind game themselves and try to get away, or else you're just going to get hit. But the ideal scenario with this is you're running this way, the killer greets, and they go outside that way, right? When they go outside that way, we come over to here, and the killer comes in, and then they push around that way. If they push around that way, we come around here, we greet, they run around outside that way, and we come around this way. So there is like the ideal pathing, and I realize I keep saying all the different mind games that can happen before the pathing, but that's just because it's like, you should loop it this way, and it's like, what happens if the killer has a brain? And I don't know now. That's why I like to go over all the details of all the different things that you can do and the killer can do, right? Because that ideal pathing might happen once every like 10 times you run over at this tile, but that would be the ideal pathing. If you're running it this way, same thing. If you're running this way and they respect it, you'd want to come around this way and push around to this way, or same thing. I personally would run around to see if they greeted it, because even if they hadn't and we had enough distance, we might be able to make it back around. It would just be this spot right here that becomes dangerous, because we can't tilt our camera up to see and we can't tilt it down. So right here is the most dangerous spot. It's like the version of being out here as well on the outside. It's just because you're so far away from being able to vault anything or throw any pallets or even have the threat of throwing a pallet to get some respect to get somewhere else. So this right here is another very unsafe spot for you to be. Whereas if you're right here and the killer mind games you in this way, you literally have 2 choices to get. So right here is like, it's not like you want to be camping here. This isn't the best spot to camp either. It's just if the flow of the game pushed you here, you're in a good spot. Whereas if the flow of the game pushed you on the outside there or outside there, you want to be worried and get away from that spot or out of that spot as fast as possible. Woo! Let's go loop this bus. No, I didn't loop tight enough. Ah, no! 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 Green it! Yes! Can I make the window? I'm not gonna make the window. Sag. Ah! There's asphalts are. I forgot they're buffed. I have up to 20 megabytes, but which? Oh, boo! We have the bad bus. It's Big Donnie! Oh my god. I'm gonna run to this one. Go back and forth between that and Billy. But I think it's just Blight has the highest skill ceiling and Billy's harder to play. Go back in. Mind game yourself. Let me get away. No! No! Sucks. And I'm super far in the back. That counted as a throw? Hell agreed. I don't think I make this. Damn it. I shouldn't have jumped it. My sister switch. Or my switch is my sister's main switch, technically. Oh my god. Good shit. Oh god, I knew it. It was too late. Yes. Damn it. Alright, so we reloaded a few times and couldn't get the other fun bus, but the other fun bus is the exact same version as the best bus. It's just a difference in where the window and the pallet is. So this version would have the pallet right here. It would have a one-way window vault right here. And that's what the bad bus kind of combined was the best bus where the pallet's right there with the regular bus where you have the window there that you can only vault from one direction. So what you really want to do with that case when you have it is if you're running straight at it and you have enough of a head start, you can run right at it and vault because you will gain a minimal amount of distance when you vault, since the only distance gained is like the distance from here to here, essentially. You know, so then you run around and it's kind of a long run because the pallet's not going to be here. The pallet's going to be around here. So you only get like 1 or 2 vaults unless you had a huge head start before you'd have to start gaming the pallet. So most of the time when you run up to the fun bus, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up doing this whole number where you're looping it either this way and then the killer respects it. If the killer respects it, then you can jump the window and try to make it back around. Or if you're running it this way is the harder way. This way is much harder and you're going to end up wanting to juke it because if they push you this way and you want to try to switch to the window, a lot of times they're ready for that and they'll double back. And that's what makes this window a lot more fun, but still more dangerous, is getting the killer to juke themselves over and over because you can't see them coming and you have to stand about here for the running vault to get your momentum going enough. And by that time, if the killer comes around the corner into here, it's hard to react in time before they can actually hit you, even if you got the running vault. So usually what I like to use that one for is if I'm coming this way, looping it this way, and then the killer respects and then I jump the window, because doing it this way, if they are looping this way, that's when I usually end up playing that mind game like, haha. But then you can do that thing if you're standing right here, where if you do the medium vault, a lot of times you'll get hit too. But if you're standing right here, you can get the killer to juke themselves over and over, and that's a lot of fun to do. But a lot of times this isn't quite as strong as you would hope for it to be. So just think of it as sort of a normal pallet here with extra vaults from the window, because that is a long run when you jump that window. If the killer just walked right around, the long run from there all the way around here, all the way, keep going, and then to make it back to here. You can make it, but you have to have just enough distance, and that's a tough call. And the best way to tell the difference on which bus it is if you're running up on is if you're running this way and you see no pallet, then you know it's the best bus with this window here. And same thing if you're running up from this way, you can see the window right there. If you're seeing it from this backside right here and you see the window there and you can see that window blocked, and if you're on the front side, you see exactly which pallets you have. So that's a good way to differentiate. And then if it's the broken bus, you can immediately tell because they're just completely separated. Oh, damn. Can you opening and pick up the item? And here comes the pallet greed. Didn't respect it. Nice. Damn, got myself hit.
But yeah, stalling did work though. A little bit.
I think I could probably vault once here safely. Make him run around the long way. Oh my god. That's very interesting. He vaulted! It's been a while since I've seen that one on this. Can I dodge this though? Oh my god.
Hi.
I can't say that name though. I would get in trouble saying that. Yes! Here we go. No! I can't say that name. I'm not gonna fall for it. Dang. That was a good chase. No, fucking hell. I don't know where you went.
That's the thing.
Boo. We have the not fun bus.
Like for the first 1,000 hours, I actually played only killer.
Go for the whip. Dang, he didn't go for the
I never
whip.
touched Survivor too much.
He did go for the whip, but he didn't go for the whip. You know what I mean? He put it away. I think it's more sad is I don't make it anywhere. No! No, I really don't make it anywhere. I should have juked like half a second earlier. To the fun bus. Oh my god, she downed somebody. She downed the cloud across the map. Oh! Yeah, I thought I had that fun bus too. I'm super lucky that we both made that mistake. Alright, so here we got the best bus, or the best version of the fun bus, really. In my opinion, I think this is the strongest. This is the one with the window right here, that you can get the running vault, as I didn't. That would be the one with the window right here, that you can get the running vault from this direction. You can get the running vault from coming around this direction pretty easily. Right, and it has this window right here, or this pallet right here. Because I'm running this pallet and they respect it at all. If you're running it wide, you can get the running vault, and that's what you'd want to do. Run it a little bit wide. You don't have to run it as wide as I just did. You can run it like sort of right down the middle and get the running vault anyway. But that is one that you can completely get free vaults on by just having the killer respect it, and then you get the running vault. Now, if the killer pushes you around this way, same thing. If you're running here, you can get to the pallet, and this is why I don't want to throw pallets. You can get to the pallet even by acting like you're going to running vault, and then they respect it, and then they came over here and respect it again, and then you can come over here and either get the running vault here, since it's a long wall. Like, that's a long wall for the killer to try to double back on. It doesn't look that long, and killers will try to double back on this occasionally anyway. But even if they did double back, that is a long wall for them to push you back around again and push you around this way, and you got to wait right here. And it's the only thing that I leave myself open for right here, because you don't have much information right here. So right here, occasionally I'll get hit by the vault, and I'm like, oh man! The same thing, if you get hit by the vault, that's why you want this pallet here, because the pallet here is a better option than if you're already turning the corner here, right? And if you, because you turn your camera around, you don't want to get caught all the way in here and get hit by it. If I'm running this way and turn the camera here and I see he's vaulting, I would just hold forward and try to get back to this pallet here and try to greet it again and then make the window again. Because if I come around here and he's already vaulting, then I have to run not only around here and then out this way, but I have to lose distance on the killer because I have to run extra distance to get the running vault, but the killer does not have to get extra distance to hit me. So when they push me this way, that's why I'd hold forward towards the pallet when I come around, because instead of coming this way, because if I come this way, I would have to lose a little bit of distance here to make the running vault. And if I do go back around this way, it's a longer distance here to here, all the way back to the pallet here, than it would be if I came around and saw him vaulting already and I just held forward to get back to the pallet here. Then we can just reset with the mind game as well to get back to the running vault. But ideally, what you'd want to do for pathing wise, you greed, killer respects, killer comes around, you jump it. I am bad and got the medium vault that time, and then if the killer pushes back around this way, if you have enough distance, you can run all the way back around to the pallet again, right? And then you could even greet it, and the killer doubles back enough, gives you enough distance to come around here. And then you could jump it if you wanted to this time, because even if the killer doubles back, you have a pallet to greet, and they could respect it, which can get you back into this scenario, which I told you is a pretty much riskless vault over this way. Because even if you have to run in this one, it's so hard. You have to sort of juke it to see if they double back, and then come around this way. So I think that's more of a riskless vault by just vaulting this way if you're pushed into that scenario. Turkey time! Yeah, fucking A! I was all excited about turkey time. I can't see shit. Does he vault? No, he didn't. Yes. The wheels on this bus go round and round, round and round. I should not have thrown that.
It's also funny watching like some Billy Banes out there just like randomly do like 1v1s at Shack at the end game because it doesn't matter. It is fun.
Vault again.
Granted, I don't really like watch like a lot of Billy Banes.
I fucked this up. I'm gonna get hit. I should have kept running. My time. Got a bunch of rank ups as a survivor. You got surviving's vibing.
Yeah, honestly, not much to do really.
Damn it. I tried to juke and there's fucking tires there. This is sad. Should I not run this way? Oh shoot. No, the fucking thingy. That doesn't matter. That's good. She vaulted. What if she hits me with the double vault? She didn't. No, double vaulting. Yay, it is the fun bus. Oh, fuck. they threw the pallet. If I wasn't on death hook, I would touch that. But I'm indubitably on the death hook. I probably should vault there, but I'm being greedy. I'm gonna be greedy again. That's fine. Thought they were gonna vault there. Please don't double back. Here we go. I'm like, I can't fucking see shit. No! How was that an M1 that hit me? What the fuck? I had the fucking running vault. Are you kidding? Every time well, you get what you ask for when you Google dicks. Or even when you Google meme dicks. Run to the fun bus. Uh-oh. Thought I made that in time. Okay, now we have the Excavator. This is one of the more interesting tiles on any of the Autohaven Wrecker maps. So this is one of those ones where tilting your camera up a little bit, not all the way, but just up just enough can benefit you by you being able to see through between the wheels and the actual tractor itself. And you can minimize the amount of mind games. Like right here is kind of hard to see, so if they mind game there before you're getting around, you wouldn't be able to see. But most of the time, if you're holding your camera at the right angle, it's a lot easier for you to cut down on the possible mind games. And this window up here is one of the more interesting windows as well, because you want to wait for them to come up here, and a lot of times they'll try to mind game it. But even if they did mind game it, it's interesting, because most times, even if they did mind game it, you might be able to make it back around to the pallet at least. You might not be able to make it up to the window, but you might make it to the pallet to be able to greet. If you make it to the pallet to be able to greet, and you're in this scenario where you're looking over, you might be able to greet it enough to make it back to the window, which resets the chase, because they respected it there. We got up to here, and now we're in the exact same scenario we just were, which is worth a juke at least once. Now, this one, I admittedly played a little bit too safe or unsafe. Like, I either go for one or two, and I'm like, no, I jumped before I could have gotten away with another juke. Or I just don't even juke at all, but I do not suggest not juking at all, because this time, the jukes only usually work like once or twice. It's not one of those times where it works over and over. But because of that, what I suggest is staying here and coming up every time for it. So at least you get the running vault. So you're here, right? And then go for it, and then here, and then just don't jump if you don't see their head coming up above this, right? If you don't see their head coming up above this, because then if you see their head, you can jump. But you still might get hit anyway, which is why I like to play it a little bit like completely unsafe, or I'm just like, I'm not going to jump it and see if they hit me. Or I do it on like the first or second time where I just do it like once and then I jump it again. But almost always I'm like, no, I could have juked it again whenever I jump it. But that's the fun part about it, is if you jump it, that's what this pallet here is for. And then more specifically, that's why this part right here is for, because this part right here is for like greeting it, getting the killer to respect it hard enough to be able to reset the chase going over here. Because then if you came over here, say you even camped up there or you medium vaulted, then you can reset the chase all the way back to real square one. We're already at this side length around where they can't mind game it again. They're going to have to do 1 or 2 laps just to get back up to the part we were at before. Now be careful, because there also can be totems that spawn on the outside and you can stub your toe on, but that's what this really is for. The window is for elongating the chase around the tractor itself, and then the pallet is for once they've caught up enough, and then the real pallet is for greeting it to be able to reset the chase to the window, and then possibly getting even like a complete reset on the chase itself where they're on the other side, or they had to vault and they came down that way and we're completely back to square one. So the Excavator has a lot of plays and counterplays that can be made, and for that, it is my favorite tile on the Autohaven Wreckers common tiles list. But it is up to chance whether you get it, because you can either get this or the semi-truck or the fun bus or the shame hill. These are all those same common tiles, so it is possible to not even have an Excavator on the map, or a semi-truck or a fun bus. Just they're all those big common tiles. Yay! Back to the thingy. El Thingador. No! I stubbed my toe. Run this way and then come back. Lane Gem! No! It's the Hyphaman Shangri-La. They cost like pretty much, it's like the same exact amount. And then there's another company that makes like a whole setup that's like only, oh my god, only $39,000. I'm not gonna make it to read. It's Final. I think it's Final Audio makes the one. You can buy the headphones by themselves for like $4 grand, but like the whole setup's like $39K. I can like eat it down here, actually. I suck at looping this thing. Hanji. Yay. Greet it. Oh, fuck. I shouldn't have greeted it. Boo. I shouldn't have greeted it. Damn it. Alright, part 2. Here we fucking go. Can I jump it? Yay. I guessed right, because I figured she was going to not double back this time. This time? Damn. Yay. Got me. I thought he got me. No! I wanted to sneak to this window. Yes! Greet it. No! Whether it be on purpose or not. Can I run around this way? Nice. Did I make it? Yes! Just fucking barely! Well. Oh god, I've been spotted. Damn it. I tried to juke. That was not the scenario to do it. Interesting. How should I play this against her here? Obviously running out wide, but do I jump early or is she gonna expect this? No! Should have baited it harder. Damn. He's gonna get me here. Oh, it was so fucking close. Goddamn. I probably should have thrown that. But I'm not going to. Not gonna do it. Does he get me here? I think so. Definitely does now. Good shit. Wasn't sure it was necessary for me to just like eat it down to get that unhooked. Oh, that actually scared me. What the fuck? Read it. Damn. Ain't no respect. He's not gonna respect it. I'm legally blind. That doesn't work up ramps like at all. So I have like 14,000 whip downs with Nemesis. This is bad. I'm gonna wait till the very last second. That's hilarious, dude. Yes. Just enough to greed the pallet, right? Oh, what the fuck? I mean, okay. Sure. Yeah, the one I don't see much as well as Leary's. I don't see people loop Leary's right that often. That middle area is hilarious. God damn it. I shouldn't have vaulted, I should have greeted. What the F? Well, I've seen all the Dark Knights. That's DC. I've seen all the Spider-Mans. I own all the Spider-Mans, actually. What the fuck? That's funny. Oh, I didn't see him turn back. What is wrong with me? Jump in the locker. It's gonna work. We got some jukes, though. Yay. Actually gonna run away from there. No, I shan't. Somebody's going down to get, right? Good shit. Hit me. Okay. No! My God. Alright, so now we have the Killer Shack. This Killer Shack is like the most standard Killer Shack. I know it's not, you can't have the most standard, it's like having the most unique. But at the same time, this is the shack that sort of modeled everything. It's one of the common realm shacks. And just like every other Killer Shack, if it's ideal, I love to start the chase here. Sometimes you could even just get free escapes. A lot of times Killer don't expect somebody to start a chase in the back of shack. If you're standing right here, it's hard, it's impossible for the Killer to mind gain you coming this way, even if they moonwalk, because you get a jump start being able to run and make it to the window or making it to the pallet before they even made it. And if they came through the window over there, you can see through that window in the back, you can see right into the opening door of shack. So whichever way they push you is good. And then once they start, same thing, the ideal pathing for shack would be you're running around this way, right? Literally out of habit, I just ran the way that they usually will push you, right? But if you're running around this way and you jump it, ideal pathing, they'd run around that way. They'd do this 3 times, right? And then you'd end up at the pallet. That's if the Killer was just pushing you normal and not even trying any mind games. And by the 3rd one, it'd block, and the 4th one, you get to this pallet. Either drop it or take a hit or do some cool greed where you try to get somewhere else. But a lot of times they'll try different things. And the most common thing that I get hit by because I'm being lazy and not using my proper pathing, specifically when there's a gen here, makes what I think is the best way to handle that a little bit harder. Because a lot of times the Killer will put their red stain in there to try to have you jump and then not jump by sitting here for a second and then moonwalking back in and being able to hit you because you'll medium vault and not make the window. Now, to avoid that, I always want to run a little bit wide, especially if I have the distance. The only time I won't run a little bit wide is if they're already up on me, and then you're going to have to run there anyway. And then what they're really trying to force you with that trick is to make you make a choice whether to take a hit or throw the pallet. So if you're in a deathlick, obviously, or if basement's there and it's like a trap or a hag or something like that, then you just want to throw the pallet anyway. But that's why you want to run it a little bit wide. It's just when the generator is here like it is, you can't run it really that wide because getting the running ball, I just did, but it's going to be very hard to do that while looking backwards and running around around where the killer is. See, I ran around this way, which I could do again, but I would lose a little bit too much distance and you might hit me with that anyway. Also, when you're coming around, if the killer pushes you this way, first thing you want to do is whip your camera around to see if they vaulted, because you don't want to be coming around here and then be, oh, they vaulted, and now you're out of position and take a hit. Same with you coming around here. You want to whip your camera around, make sure to see if they vaulted or not, because you don't want to notice that they vaulted when you're in here, because you're not going to make it around back anyway. And the other things that you want to avoid as well is running in this scenario where you have to do this, because you're pretty much never going to want to jump this, because they'll always double back for that. Not always. It's not like everything is a guarantee, but most of the time it's better to juke it and try to run back around this way again. Especially because if you juked it and they hard fell for it, then you can come back around here and reset the chase completely by getting to the back of shack at your starting point. But doing that, and you don't want to get stuck in this scenario either, where if you did, where they forced you to throw the pallet or not throw the pallet, and you're over here. Because if you juke this, and they could even respect it, but not respect it hard enough, and you'll still take a hit before making it back to the window. So you really don't want to be in that scenario where the killer is right here, and you're either on the inside trying to vault, or you're on the outside trying to vault. Another thing, too, is if the killer pushes you back the other way, back this way, because a lot of times you'll run a little bit boxy to run all the way out here, and a lot of times people want to give themselves enough distance to be able to do it, and still make the vault. But what I'm thinking is if you're running out here this way, if you run here, and then another straight line here, and then a straight line in, that was so much unnecessary distance you ran that even if you saw the killer coming just to make sure, then they might make it a hit on you just because you ran inefficiently. So you can run just a triangle instead of a square. Triangle, you run like a distance to about here, and then instead of waiting till I'm in front of the window to run a straight line at it, you make your triangle distance to about here, right? And then from here you can run another angle into it. And that is the least amount of distance, and it still gives you plenty of time. See, if the red stain's right there, it still gives you plenty of time to get the distance and get the running vault at the angle without having to run out all this extra way to see if they came in, and then run this way and then run in. That is so much less efficient, and you might even make the right play by doing it that way. You got hit because you didn't run as efficiently as like this. So think about that as well. You want to give yourself as much distance to be able to see and as much time, but you don't want to waste too much distance. You still want to run it as efficiently as possible. Hard for migraines, but I stayed going no perks. That's a funny name. I'm not sure if I would get in trouble saying that or not. I do appreciate the follow. I just don't know if I would get in trouble saying that name. Yes. The fuck was that? Oh no, we are. I hope it's not like a follow bot, but it's the same thing. I don't think I can say that name. I do appreciate the follow though. I just don't think I think I could get in trouble if I said that name. Yes. No. I think it is. I think it's like a bot. Oh god. Dang it. No! Yay, running vault win. Run around the back. Get away. I wasn't gonna make it another one around. That was very close. Yunjin. Oh my god. Yes! You know what I mean? But nobody would even be teabagging anymore. If they're trying to get rid of a bullying problem, they fucking nerf the clicking. Oh god, why do I feel like this is a bad thing? or a hate raid before with like 200 people, where they were all spamming shit in chat. Oh shit. I had to drop that. Unfortunately. Damn. That was sad. An intro. Oh god. Dang it! I was really hoping he was gonna teleport. There we go. Alright, so now that everything else is done, let's get into the meat and potatoes of these guides. The main building, which is Blood Lodge itself. So Blood Lodge, the main window, doesn't seem that strong at first appearance, especially if you get this window right here. But what makes these windows stronger is that upstairs balcony right there. That upstairs balcony is sort of the secret to the entire building, especially if you've already looped once or twice through the window and the killer thinks you're just going to do that, because then you can get upstairs and they either think you left the tile or they're going to have to realize that there's a whole nother part. And if they're coming up the stairs, you can get another free vault out the window without them getting you in chase, and you might even be able to reset the chase and get a bunch more vaults. But you have to loop the bottom side first. But before we get into the main itself, let's go over the one tile that can spawn on the outside, and that's this tile right here. This tile is like a regular rubble tile, but it's a little bit safer, specifically against projectile killers, because the rubble tile right here would be shorter and you get hit over it. But since it's close to the main building, I think they just want it to be chainable, and it is definitely chainable, because no matter which window you get, if you greed the pallet and they respect it, you can get in. If you have this window right here, you can make it. If you have this window right here, you can make it easily. Because if you have this window right here, same thing. This window's a bit safer than some people think as well. It's just hard to get the running vault efficiently, but this right here is a lot more distance for the killer to double back than a lot of people think. But that's the main purpose of this. So you don't ever really want to throw this, because it's not even a great pallet to throw anyway. This is just more one of those pallets where even whichever direction they're pushing you and you greed, say we're pushing you this way, and eventually they get you the length of this, you could still get around and they could mind game themselves for half a second, and that could be the difference between you getting here and getting around and getting to a whole nother chase restarted. And then you could come back to the pallet if you really wanted to have some fun and try to greet it again. But this is one of those pallets where it's not the safest pallet in the world, but getting the killer to respect it enough can be the difference between getting hit and getting rid of the pallet, or having the pallet still be here and a completely reset chase with a bunch more distance gained because you made it back to the safe window. You gonna curve meister me? Looping tight. No. Damn it. Oh my god, the bloodlust. No! The fool just ran right through me. No. Can I jump this one? Yes. Boo, run. It is my turn for a loop is. I think she was changing her sensitivity, if I had to guess. Oh god. Let's go. I am much too greedy. Damn it. Yay! Went the right way though. It was very close. Damn. I was hoping. Maybe. Oh. I hate doing it to P-heads holding forward. Oh god, I fucked up. Oh shit, no I didn't. Loop tight. Who is it? Hey, it's Ghosty! Thanks for the raid, Ghosty. God damn it. Why am I looping so tight? I'm spooked. Play this side, it's more fun. Can't make the window. No! Medium fault, I'm bad. Lube, tight. I agreed it. No, I should have thrown it. God damn it. Wasn't sure if I could make it, but I wanted to try. I'm not gonna make it. No! No! Hello. Here we are again. No, they know my one-trick pony. Yeah! Can I make it? Damn it. There you go. No! Yeah, there we go. I meant for this to happen. It's exactly as I planned. Damn it. I'm having more fun playing killer. But that was because I played so much Survivor for the few months trying to get looping, like, clips and shit. Dang, I thought he was going to go for the...
I was a killer main for the longest time.
So that leads us to the main building. So the main building, a lot of times when I first started playing on Blood Lodge, what I didn't want to see was this window right here, because I was like, this window sucks. Because if I'm running this way, you have to go like super out of your way to try to get the running vault. And even if you did, the killer could just double back. And if you medium vaulted, the killer could just double back. Now you could see him coming through this, but even with latency doing that, where if the killer could push, that was just 3 vaults. And if we were in chase, that would have blocked the window. And especially coming this way, same thing. If I was running this way, I'm like, oh, the killer like has to go out of his way like hardly at all, because I have to run like out of my way more than the killer does to get around to it again. And then coming around here is like one of the harder ways to do it. If I'm getting pushed this way, and it seems like minimal value since the killer double backs. He's like right there, which yes, I could get another vault, but that's 2 or 3 of my vaults already, and then the window's blocked again. But with this window particularly, it gets much more value from the upstairs window up there. So if you're running it already, and I ran this way, and say the killer pushed around that way, and I could act like I was gonna vault it, and the killer double backed a little bit, and then pushed around. Right here, the killer can't really see what's going on. And a lot of times there's a lot of scratch marks, and the killer will not see the scratch marks leading up the stairs, and that's when you want to stand right here. A lot of times you'll just be standing here looping the killer, and you can waste like 20 seconds of the killer's time where they're trying to figure out where you were. But that's why you want to loop it once or twice down low the first time before coming upstairs. When you get upstairs, you're not going to be able to get the drop vault completely where you get no stagger and to vault in, but there's super hard and it's super safe because you can wait for the killer to get to like here before you jump off, and you want to run it wide so you can run in and then cut some of your stagger off. You can cut not all of it off, but you see how it cut just enough of it off to make it viable. So if I was up here, right, and I was waiting, and that's why you want to wait here, because the killer wouldn't even be able to see you. Even if you're all the way on the outside, the killer wouldn't be able to see you until they're up there. And if the killer already knows you're coming up and they're committing to the up top walk, then you can get a huge head start and they won't even be able to get you in chase. Because if they're like in line with the chimney right there up the middle, not even getting to the top of the stairs and you jump, that's so much more distance gained than it would be if you waited, and he might not even be able to get you into distance. The one other thing you have to worry about with doing this is this little drop down right here, because if you jump down and you immediately vault, then you're gonna have to worry about the killer being right there, especially if the killer swung to change their direction. But because of that, that's why if you get a little bit early and you get here, you can see what's happening with the killer. And if you get to this part right here, if you have enough distance, a lot of times it's hard for the killer to swing all the way around and hit you. It is possible, but you can get vaults because it was hard for the killer to swing all the way around and hit you. Same if the window's right there, but we'll get into that window in a second. So what you really want to do with this one, and this window is a safer window than most people think if you're running it this way as well. If by chance the killer's pushing you this way, right? No matter which way the killer pushes you this way, it's going to be a lot safer. And then same thing, I would never just vault there. I would run around this way and then try to do this. But that's when I would run upstairs instead. If we hadn't looped it at all yet and the killer doesn't think we're going to try to loop it, then we won't get as much wasted time by standing at the top of the stairs. So that's usually what I try to do. If I'm being pushed from this way, right, get 1 or 2 vaults, and if they push me back around that way, you can run up the stairs. And then they try to figure out where you are, and by the time they figure out where you are, you can go over here and get the vault again. And then worry about that. But even if they have this, they have to swing, or all the momentum is going to go back down that way. And if all the momentum goes back down that way, then you can medium vault again. Or you can get into that mind game scenario where you've been looping the killer here all game, and then you do the thing where you jump down and then you don't vault, and then watch the killer swing down, and you're like, ha! I didn't waste one of my 3 vaults, and we're still like on the complete opposite side of the wall. So that is one of those things that you do want to think about later if you've been looping this one pretty much all match, because the downside of risking that is if you don't vault and then they came out here, you haven't even started your vault animation yet, and you're definitely going to get hit. So that's something I wouldn't consider unless I'd been looping the killer here for a large portion of the match and multiple times already. But also doing that will throw in so much more into the mix of that you know everything the killer's capable of, and the killer knows everything you're capable of. And that's when it becomes real mind games. So if that's the first thing that happens in the match, you know it's going to be a fun match with you and the killer and trying to figure out which different way you want to run this. But what I think the big secret with this window is no matter which way you are running it, try to get at least one vault out of it, and then act like you're going to do it again. So if you're pushing around this way and the killer has a big distance and they saw me cut in, then you can go up the stairs, because the killer might have lost line of sight for a second, and then the stairs are a bit hard for the killer to see the scratch marks on until they get to the wall. So that's when you can get the extra distance lost and then the extra time wasted by them trying to figure out where you are. There we go. Damn it. Nice. Now up the stairs. Up the stairs we go. Oh god, I'm not gonna make it. No! And it's blocked. This is extra bad. I just gotta jump off this shit and get away. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be blocked or not. It was. Oh, I did farm you, I'm sorry. Let's go do this fucking thing again. Remember this shit? Oh! Yay. There's nothing for me though. Hello. And he fucking saw me. How? Like how? When did he see me? I wanted him to whiff and then I was gonna run. Tension. They're being good team players, they induce the killer. No, he figured it out. Boo! I was counting on him not. That's why I wanted the big head start. What the fuck? Frick! What the frick? I didn't say the F word. It wasn't me! Yeah, he did. No! Why is that such a hard running ball to get? Well, I'm gonna try to get it this time. Oh, nice. Thank you, Chaz. I'm just gonna hold W, I suppose. Haha! Heard the overwhelming theory that most people consider to be true about Santa. What, you'll tear my soul apart, huh? I'm so scared, Pinhead. Dude. Yeah, you seen that stare down? I should have tapped that. All on the floor, tap that. Let's go. Moo. Oh, he's gonna get me here. We'll make it. The fucking impending doom. Oh god. Wow, that actually worked. I can't believe that. It's been a long time. So I was just like in a scenario like that with like impending doom that you literally can't like escape. That was great. He vaulted! He's Vaulter Vite. No! He knows.
Yo, I fucking bottom frag. Let's go.
Did you?
She must go hit that jet again.
Oh god. He actually just doing... Damn it. I didn't think he was going to come right away, and I didn't have the head start. Alright, so here is the stronger window of the two windows in the main building. This one is not quite as strong to get rid of your stagger, but at the same time it's harder for the killer to swing out and then around and in to hit you on the window, so it's kind of both give and take a little bit. So with this one by itself is much stronger if you're going to run it just by itself, because if you run over here, look how much more distance we have for the killer before they can even try to mind game you. You can run around here. It's pretty easy to get this running vault. It's actually like one of the hardest I've seen to get the running vault because this little barrel in the way. But at the same time, stuff like that isn't always going to be there. And if you're coming around this way, it's definitely much safer since you can just run right at it. You don't even have to worry about not getting the running vault. You don't have to go out of your way because you can just run a straight line here and you don't lose any distance. Whereas if you go this way and you run a straight line, you're losing distance to go out of your way to get the running vault. Whereas when the killer's running this way, you can just do this. So this window by itself, if you see it, is already strong. And this is the one I like to talk about the most that you want to see, because since it's easy to get 2 vaults out of it, if you do get your second one, that's when you want to run up the stairs. So you get your first. You can even do it on the second. I like to do 2 though, because for the rest of the match, the killer has to worry about both. And that's when you run up the stairs and you're camping here. When you're camping here and the killer, because this is one of those ones where you'd walk and then run and then jump. And it's really hard for the killer to swing all the way down and all the way around and in. So when you do this, the killer has to swing all the way around and in. Now, because of that, it is a longer walk to get you to your stagger, so you have to overcommit a little bit. So if I'm here and then I see the killer coming up the stairs, I don't wait for them to get like all the way up the stairs to here, because I might get hit. I usually wait to see them, their head, if I can, if it's a taller killer and I see their head coming up here, that's when I'll even jump. Because if you jump there, since it's such a long way, it's not that window right there, it's much longer for the killer to have to run all the way around, so it's a much safer pre-jump if you can. So with this window, I usually wait before I even see them slightly coming up the stairs, and then I jump down and then see if they can, and then by the time you get to here, it's much easier to see that window, or to see that hole if they jump down, or to see if they double back. Because if you see neither of those, you just got to jump the window, because they're going to come from upstairs and jump around. And you get all that extra free time from the first 2 vaults where they're trying to see which way you went and see if you greeted it, because if you greeted it, they're going to go around and see if you went around, but they'll waste like 10, 15, 20 seconds time just trying to figure out where you went, and then when they finally do come up the stairs, you're jumping the window. And then they come down and they do the swing all the way around. A lot of times they'll even miss. So they're recovering from a swing when you jump the window, and then you can get another safe run all the way back up the stairs again. So that window is definitely the window that you want to see. Of the two windows, this is the stronger of the window on the down low, which makes it trickier for the killer to determine whether they're going to guard down low or upstairs. Even though this window right here is better for the actual drop down from the upstairs, I just think this one is better because of the actual threat of downstairs makes the upstairs even more threatening because they have to watch out for both. All right, we got this door. Come here, Chucky. Yeah, still does work. Still works well, actually. Yeah, this is what I needed. No, he learned! I had to jump the far way now. Damn it. Yeah! There we go. This main building really is hilarious. It's gonna be the intro of my main building about how this one isn't like super crazy strong, but it turns pretty much every killer into an M1 killer, even Blight, and I have a good clip of it happening with Blight. The only way Blight doesn't turn into M1 killer is if he has something to bounce off of, like flying here, because he has to bounce off of this and then jump down there before turning around and hitting you at the window, but he has to have something, which is RNG, right there. He almost has it. If that thing was a little bit closer that way, to be able to get it, but... No! Can I make the window again? I think so. And back up the stairs. That was funny. So that's why I'm making looping guides. That's literally what I think about. I don't think about a 1 minute ban. I think about a 5 minute ban every time I think about quitting. Does he have Boozle? I'll be able to see. I wish I had the other one. The other window better. You swing and hit me. Max coal tower value. Stairs again. And they're like, where the fuck do you go again? You're like, yeah, I'm on the stairs again.
Go ahead and demonstrate. I'll watch.
They can't do the upstairs with this one. I mean, maybe. It is Blight. Let me try. Like, spook it.
Chat not looking good for the gamble. Yeah, you guys, there's 4 gens left, and the bot is hanging on a hook. I don't think this one's looking too good for you. Maybe I'll get hatched. You never know.
No, you can do it. I want to try it again.
Medium. He got the medium.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's too far on this one. Swing.
All right. He's going. Dang. Oh, he's in.
I think you can bounce logic this. Oh no, he can't. Let's go.
Nice,
At least not from that distance. I thought he was gonna hit me with the double ball.
Watching the juicing happening from behind a dumpster.
And then he's gonna think I'm gonna vault it. Swing. No, he didn't. What the F? Now I'm running the wrong way though. No, run up the stairs.
Guys, look how strong the main building is. It's not even on this ramp.
No, I gotta juke in time. No. Oh god. Dang, my dumbass. I know you can incorporate the window when it's right there with the upstairs, but I don't think you can incorporate this here. Let me see. Ah! Perps. The other ones don't count. Close, but no cigar. Hello! You got me. Boo. Oh, boo! Give me. Yes! No, I didn't get the running ball. Boo! Am I here to get my 3 vaults? Or need a double vaulter? Damn. And a block. This is terrible. I'm stuck in here, bruh. This is extra terrible. Because it was the wrong door. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? I'm not gonna make this. Unless you pass terribly. Greet it. Oh my god, I greeted it way too hard. I thought he missed again. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, is this killer bugged? Here we go again. Oh god, I fucked up. I should have jumped earlier. It didn't matter. He double backed. I'm so fucking lucky. This poor guy. Better to be lucky than good, I suppose, right? Because I messed up my checkpoint and I stood a little bit too far. And when he thought I was going to jump down and then jump the window, so he double backed. should be looping this tighter. Hold forward to the fun bus. Ah! And then hop the main building again. With all my skill. You do the hit. This is like one of the only main buildings where I told people to run up the stairs. Turns every killer into an M1 killer. We'll jump this. In a row up top. Oh god, I should have jumped the other way. Go back down. Oh, there he is. Dang it. Fucking had none of that. Ah! I don't know what that was. No. Oh god. Oops. Run to the main now, run to the main now, run to the main now, run to the main. Oh god. Here's where I die. We're up. I think it powers up, right? Interesting. Good shit. Oh, I thought he was gonna go for me. Damn. I was hoping. Dang it. And now I'm throwing. Can I make this? Yes, I can. Let's go. Yay! I don't want to run the main though. Main boring. Dang it. Yeah, it did work. Let's go run something he can curve, like over here. Yes. No! I shouldn't have fucking jumped. Yeah! It's like he heard me. Oh god, I didn't get the heads I needed, bro! I suck. So one last thing, I want to make this its kind of own thing because I like to talk about this a lot, but looping as tight as possible. So there's a way you can run towards stuff like this. I can run at an angle like this, right? Not straight forward because I'm running straight forward this way, right? But you can run at an angle like this and not lose any distance. If you run too tight, you'll lose distance. I call that stubbing your toe. Like when you're trying to loop as tight as possible and then you do one of these numbers, I stub my toe, you know? But always want to be looping as tight as possible, and you can always be practicing this because you can always be practicing your pathing. Say if I need to walk over to that generator over there, you want to run a straight line and then loop as tightly as possible to that straight line, right? Because if I run all the way out over here, you know, I'm going to waste more time getting to that. So no matter what you're doing, you want to loop as tightly as possible. And then you can get used to like running around the corners because that way you've been practicing it the whole time. No matter when you were running, no matter where you were going, you were practicing looping tight. So that is another thing you can do. But one specific thing about looping tight that is a huge benefit to it is keeping your feet moving, right? Sometimes the killer will think you're BMing them by shaking your head, but it doesn't matter. It's a video game. You can BM if you want. But what you're really doing is you're keeping your feet moving, and you want to really be moving as fast as possible. I know I do this, but if you're doing this and you get here and you're moving, but then the killer went that way, like went this way, you have to turn all the way from there back to this. So you really want to be moving as fast as possible, like my thumbstick. And the reason you want to do this, how I'm like walking in place, is because if I'm doing this, I can go from this to full speed much quicker than from this to full speed, because there is a momentum system in DBD, so you don't just bam be going full speed. You see how it takes a second to go from like walking then full speed? That's why you want to keep your feet moving. If you're keeping your feet moving, you can get to full speed the teeniest amount of time faster, and that might be the difference between you making a pallet or not. So it looks like you're shaking your head, but the reason you want to be shaking your head is that'll help you walking towards this, because if I'm walking towards this and they turn me around, I'm not going to do one of these big goofy turnarounds wide like that, because whenever you get turned around like this, especially at little corners like this, you do not want to do this. That just gave the killer a lot more extra distance. That's why you want to be walking this way, right? With these corners, because if you're doing this, look how much more efficiently I can get around than doing one of these big goofy turnarounds, right? From there to there to there to there, from there to here to here to here. That's such a big goofy turnaround. So that's really why you want to keep your feet moving, to avoid doing that big goofy turnaround at all costs. And I struggle with that too every now and then. Every now and then I'll get hit by the big goofy turnaround, but that's because I'm not keeping my movement small enough. I'm doing a little bit bigger, and then they catch me like doing that. So to keep that at an absolute minimum is you want to keep your movements short and small and going side to side, because that will help you avoid going from 0 to full speed in that delayed motion and getting one of those big goofy turnarounds. And that's really why you want to loop tightly, or that's really how you loop tightly. Oh, you did plays and shit? Yeah, I knew. Well, it's not like I knew, but I could see that. In, like, high school? Or are you a theater kid? I got this poor pinhead. Just getting the tight tech. He's getting the bloodlust. Well, now I know this was successful. No, it almost worked. So another thing I want to talk about is OPnesses. So OPnesses are something that is like a strong setup where you'll have like this tile right here would go right into, say, a Longwall Gym right here. So you could greed the pallet and the killer would have to be guarding this tile, but then not only guarding that tile, but then you could jump into the Longwall Gym right here going into it. The reason we call it OPness wasn't because to make a super dirty joke, it was just because I was trying to say like the high, when you're talking about like the highness of something is very tall, or the tallness of something, like it's not grammatically correct, it's just sort of fun. It was saying like that, like the OP level of this, I want to say, but like I instead said the OPness of this is huge. So now we heard was the OPness is huge. So now we just call them OPnesses. But that's what it would be, is if you have something very strong, and it's a huge skill to be able to identify what you can. And really what you're looking for an OPness isn't really 2 pallets. 2 pallets can help too if one is greetable and then the other one is safe. But you really just want any type of pallet. It can be an extremely weak pallet too, but into a window of a tile that's close, because then you can get extra loops off of the pallet by itself by just looping this once or twice, and then the killer catches up a little bit more, and then you can jump the window if we had a window right here, right? And that's what would be an OPness. Now the other thing that you want to look out for as well that can be OPnesses is it doesn't even have to be a tile with a pallet. It can literally just be a big object. So say you had a window right here, right? If you had a window right here, then you wouldn't even have to use this window. You could just loop this big truck 2, maybe even 3 times, right? Because it would take them all this time to catch up, because we're not even trying to get the window. If we have this huge lead, then we can come over here, right? And then we could jump it the 3rd time, right? And then he's pushing us around. And then you could make it to the window that's right here, if a big window spawned right here. So the most important part of an OPness is basically having a window of like a long wall or even a PW or a double windows, or an NO, OGEM, any of those that has a long window into something that has a pallet or even just a big object. Like even if this object did not have a window and you were just running this whole length, you could run the whole length of this truck like twice before they finally caught up enough, and then you would gain distance again, because by the time they finally caught up enough, you would jump the window and you would just gain the distance of that wall, and they'd have to push you around, and then you could loop this thing again. And that's why it ridiculously OP, and why I call it an OPness, is when you have specifically a strong window into either a big object or even an unsafe pallet of any type, or any type of tile that has a pallet, but even an unsafe pallet can make something an OPness. And then you're going to be looking for it every time. Also, this would be a great example over here of an OPness that we were talking about, where you have one tile right here, so you could just be looping, and either way you loop it, right? No matter which way the killer pushes you, you get a window that you immediately get distance gained off of, and if the killer pushes me back around, I can even loop this part. So no matter which way the killer pushes me around, I have a part of the tile that I can loop into, and then push back into this, and if the killer respects are pushing around this way, and the killer pushes me back around this way, I just had a big goofy turn you don't want to do, and you come around over here, and then you jump it that way. They're in this movie? It was funny, I didn't even know I liked this actor that much until they were in the movie, and I was like, apparently I like this person. I was just very surprised that they had time to make that movie as well. Did they go this way? No, they went this way. Let's go. We got like a straight up OPness here. Greet it. Oh, penis. Now let's go loop this side of it for fun. Oh no, the pallet's gone already. Whatever shall we do? Run to this pallet instead. No, big wide turnaround. Oh, dang. See, this is what I'm trying to show people. The OPnesses, when you get like OP setups, that should not be a thing. Does he get a hit here? I'm gonna run. I think he does. Yeah, good stuff. It's not blocked yet, though. Dang it. No! I distracted myself. I should have just kept looping. Another thing I want to talk about is holding W, because sometimes looping the killer is not the best idea. Because say we had a gen 99 over here. Like say this gen right here was 99, and somebody was on hook right here, right? Is it really a great idea to juice the killer right here? Knowing how the killer had tapped that gen and it's just losing progress, and the killer's low-key camping because of us. The killer's not even camping by choice. We're the one looping. So it'd be hard for somebody to come get the rescue or even tap that gen without immediately getting hit by the killer, which would cause a lot of pressure. So in that scenario is one of the times where it's like, okay, I know I'm going to get hit here, but like I can't even loop this. Like I just have to hold forward, get hit by the killer, and then keep holding forward. Like even here, like if the person was hooked over there by the main, you still wouldn't even want to loop here, right? You'd still want to keep holding forward. Even if you went down, say this was a dead zone, but you went down out here, going down out here and only running the killer for 20 seconds is much more valuable to the team than looping the killer for 30 seconds right here when somebody is on hook right there and the killer is guarding a gen that's losing progress right here. So sometimes holding W is just the best choice. Other times it's a good choice too, is then it's other killers like a nurse or something like that, or artist or pyramid head. But the other thing too is if sometimes it's literally just a good choice in general, because say I'm on a generator, think of how much time it would take for the killer to catch up to me, right? If he is right there and I pre-ran, right? And the killer comes over here and he's now at the generator, right? Forget like the weird pathing I took, but he's just holding forward, right? And it took him all his time, right? I'm just holding forward. He gets all the way over me over here. Say there's not even a pallet here. I'm just holding forward. He's gonna hit me like here-ish, right? And he hits me, and right when he hits me, I'm holding forward this way. Just holding forward. Like it's gonna take the killer another like 20 seconds, which means I ran the killer for like 40, 45 seconds even, by literally not using a single brain cell. I just held forward, killer hit me, I held forward, killer hit me again, and I went down. And like that is much more distance than if like the killer, if I'm here and the killer hits me, and then I try to loop this tile here, and then I'm gonna lose some of my sprint burst. It's like, no, use the sprint burst that you got hit with, and then wait, and then whatever tile the killer catches up to you at, that's the tile you want to loop. And you just keep holding forward until you get all the way there. Another thing that you want to do is, I know know people like to go for 360s a lot, but what I suggest is never going for 360s if you're full health. Because if you're full health, if I get hit in the middle of this 360, I might be like, oh, where am I? And then like waste some distance, or like use my sprint burst and I immediately hit this tree and I got rid of all my sprint bursts, and now I am forced to loop this tile right here, right? So I'm never going for 360s when I'm full health. Usually is going through 360s when I'm injured and there's no other choice, which I know that's when it's obvious, so I don't get that many 360s. It's just I always think it's a better decision to try to go for loops than to like try to hit someone with a 360, because most people are not going to get hit by a 360. If it's an experienced killer, they'll wait it out if they're on controller, and if they're on keyboard and mouse, they can literally just hit you unless they're not prepared for it. I admittedly run out of mouse space every now and then and get 360 because I was running out of mouse space, but that's a skill issue and I should have had my mouse in the right placing, but sometimes I'm lazy and I don't. But most of the time the 360 is not really going to work on killers unless they're kind of a noob, so I usually don't really like going for that unless it's the last possible option, kind of like a ninja in Halo. If anybody played Halo, that's when I use 360s for. It's like, uh-oh, I'm one shot and guys coming around the corner, better jump backwards and try to get an assassination, because if I try that when I'm full health, I might get assassinated myself and just hand a kill over. And that's how I view 360s. Like, going for a 360 is fun and flashy, but a lot of times you're just handing the killer a free hit. So it's much better to have good clear pathing and a plan afterwards than just going for a 360, getting hit, immediately face planting in here, losing all my distance, then going down because I tried to go for a sick 360 when I was full health. I just do not recommend that whatsoever. they threw the pallet. That's good though. It actually helped me get away. Thank you. Holding forward. Bum 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 bum. No! You smart fucker. Oh, fuck. I confused this. Okay, well, that's not how I should have gotten away with that, but sure. No! Run back this way. He'll get his power, though, before I make it all the way back. Although I never threw that pallet, which is good. No! I should have kept running. My timing. I tried to be fancy and I didn't realize that she had lost so much ground. If I had been helding forward. Welding forward. Dang. Is there no pallet in this? It's probably thrown down already, right? Is there literally just... That wasn't working. I think it's me, that's fine. The fuck? I'm not gonna make it. No. Oh, nice shit. No, why would you? Nice. I'll still force him to get me.
That's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or not 4K every game.
Or say I'm like world number 2 Nemesis here for the comp tournament and go for 360 no scopes the whole game. Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, Lotus might have just given me the best idea ever. If you even get like one fucking down. See, I did the run around thing, that was bad. Break line of sight. Break line of sight. Yay. Damn. And I walked away. I did not make enough distance at all. I'm gonna go around. I have to have a pallet here. There's no pallet here. That's bad RNG. But if it could help somebody, like Jill, or if they know somebody, oh, she let me get the window, and I was gonna let her get the window. That's funny. Yes! Run! This is why I like playing against Blight. I don't like getting bled out by Blights, though. That's annoying, admittedly. No, I'll make it up. No! Yay. I'm actually gonna run away from there. Uh-oh. Well, this was a bad idea. No, it's not. This is not the best, the worst tile. I just fucked it up last time. Thought she would have double back there and gone for a hatchet. Run forward again. Just for lulz. Let her mind game herself. Didn't work. Oh god. I'm skillful. Do you see how much skill I have? Oh my goodness. It's mind-blowing how skill. I just like had to use it all right away. That hitbox is fucking gigantic, dude. It's ridiculous. Why did he get stunned so long? Or was he in his power? Fuck. No! I ran into the tree. Here we go. Break line of sight so we can't. Ooh, let me press this. Oh! Yes! We got super fucking lucky there. He got DBD hitboxed. Dang it. I knew he saw me, but I was like, maybe he'll be nice. We'll test if this killer has a Christmas heart. I have nowhere to go, though. Another thing I would like to talk about is throwing pallets, because I know I'm always talking about don't throw pallets, especially if you're on Deathhook, because if you're on Deathhook, I swear they'll respect it more, and sometimes I've had games where they didn't respect a single pallet the entire game, or respect a single juke where I didn't jump it, and then when you were on Deathhook and they expected it and you still committed to the juke, it saved your life and you escape. I've literally had this, so don't ever get discouraged if they don't respect a pallet. Keep greeting it all the way to the end, because that could literally be the difference between you living and dying. But a good time to throw a pallet is if somebody is down, say there was somebody here, right, and I'm injured, you want to throw the pallet and get away, or if somebody's hooked and I'm injured, because you don't want to risk like, let's flip the coin, because if I go down and the person's hooked and killer plays to win, all they have to do is leave me on the ground, person on hook, and they just stand like right there. They got two people hooked essentially right next to each other. That's why, and it's also if you get down, like crawl away, don't sit there recovering, crawl immediately, because the killer can just stand here and that's pretty much game over. That's two people on hook. I was camping two people instead of one. So if somebody's on hook or slugged or something, that's not the time to sort of flip the coin. I think that's time to throw the pallet. Or if you're trying to body block for somebody, right, that's time to throw the pallet too. Like you can take a hit, but you'll help more if you come in here and you throw the pallet to sort of continue being able to get more distance and then take more body block hits. But another time to throw the pallet is if it's a basement is right there and it's a trapper or a hag or something like that that can easily basement camp, then that's another time to throw the pallet. But most time you want to conserve the pallets, especially if you're on Deathhook, because you don't want to be on Deathhook getting chased and all of a sudden there's no more pallets because you used all the pallets when you hadn't even been hooked once yet. So, and a lot of times you don't even have to throw pallets anyway. That's what windows are for. Like you can literally go a whole week without throwing any pallets and you'll play better actually. Like it's insane. Plus Plus, if you throw pallets, the second you throw the pallet, the tile is completely done, and you can't loop this anymore. So I can't figure out like how much they can respect the second I throw it. The second I throw it, they're either going to break it or we're going to get stuck in this 50-50 thing that every single other pallet works like, where you're trying to guess whether he's going to double back or not. So don't throw pallets, because you literally will get more practice at looping because the tile is still there, and you can continue getting more practice at that same tile if the pallet is still there and exists. Or a hate raid before with like 200 people, where they were all spamming shit in chat. Oh shit. I had to drop that. Unfortunately. Let me run to this one. Yes! Holy freak, Donnie. I gotta throw this, actually. I don't like throwing pallets, but I have to because it's Oni. This stinks. So in review, this is actually a pretty balanced map. If you get this map and you're playing killer, you don't have to worry too much, except for some of the mind games at main. Especially if you get the smaller window, then it's usually just fine. This is kind of one of those maps that's a Blight's absolutely best friend, unless you're doing the up top here in the main building, because the up top turns Blight into an M1 killer, the same one any of the other killers would be. Because he tries to use his flying attack running around there, he's just going to fly all the way out and then try to have to bounce into something. And if he does that far, you might make it into the window. So if a Blight brings you to Autohaven Wreckers, this is the one you want to see, because this gives you a fighting chance against Blight. Against Nurse, you're still kind of screwed, but other than that, it's a pretty fair map. There's a little bit too many pallets that can be annoying, but a lot of these pallets you can bloodlust around anyway. It's just a shack. The semi-truck isn't super complain-worthy, so I actually think this is a very good 1v1 map. I don't know why everybody always wanted to do 1v1 Cowshed, but this is another one of those maps where I always thought the 1v1, if you avoided the main building as well, but then it would just be Wrecker's Yard, you know? So this is definitely one of those maps that's not super OP, but knowing the main building, especially knowing how to use the up top in combination with looping the bottom a little bit to mind game the killer and getting extra space by literally just standing there up top and biding more time before the killer realizes you went up there, and combining that with some of the other common tiles, and you actually have a decently balanced map for once. That's fun to play on Survivor and Killer. Did she not set a trap? I'm not even running this right, but it's Hag, so it's fine. Oh, scared the fuck out of me. I let my guard down. I wasn't even looking at my screen. Damn it. This is fine. Ah! Damn. Yes. Okay. I thought the window was there. Damn. I looked this up a lot. I have like over 2,000 games where I was using perks, but I was playing very casually, so it's like, I don't know if it had to do with playing without perks. Oh shit. Or if it was more to do with just playing the game. I don't want to loop this. I'd rather just get some sprint burst away. I should be looping this tighter. Hold forward to the fun bus. To the fun bus. Oh my god, she downed somebody. She downed the cloud across the map. Oh! Yeah, I thought I had that fun bus too. I'm super lucky that we both made that mistake. That hitbox is fucking gigantic, dude. It's ridiculous. God damn it. Hit me. That was a weird one. Oh shit. Back to the big jungle gym. Oh, she's leaving. No! I should have BM'd like that whole time. This is what I mean when you try to use BMing to your advantage. I'm like in the very back corner of the map. If I go down back here, it's absolutely fine. It's so far away from everything. Oh, the fucking dodge. Yeah! Oh! You won't touch me. Bum ba bum 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 bum. He's waiting until he gets his stock back and then yeah. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Yes! I'll stay right here. It's fun pallet to greed. The fuck? No, I should have thrown it. Yes! I fucked up. I'll throw that though. Oh, I fucked up. The epic ass teammates too coming in to take hits. That's fucking awesome. They greeted every other pallet. Time to throw one. I done left that area. Hard for migraines. But I stayed going, no perks. That's a funny name. I'm not sure if I would get in trouble saying that or not. I do appreciate the follow. I just don't know if I would get in trouble saying that name. Yes! The fuck was that? Oh no, we are. I hope it's not like a follow bot, but it's the same thing. I don't think I can say that name. I do appreciate the follow though. I just don't think I think I could get in trouble if I said that name. Yes. No. I think it is. I think it's like a bot. I can't say that name though. I would get in trouble saying that. Yes, here we go. No! I can't say that name. I'm not gonna fall for it. Dang. That was a good chase. Or a hate raid before with like 200 people. Where they were all spamming shit in chat. Fucking hell. I don't know where you went. The David. What the fuck? The fool just ran right through me. No. I jump this one. Yes. I should have jumped that one. Yay. I should have thrown it. Ridiculous. Oh shit! Oh shit. Maybe the follow Blight. That was a good ass match. I'm sorry, I sucked. Ugh. I don't know if he can... That might be dangerous, actually, for me to try this. Maybe... Oh. I hate doing it to P-heads holding forward. Oh god, I fucked up. Oh shit, no I didn't. Loop tight. Who is it? Hey, it's Ghosty! Thanks for the raid, Ghosty. God damn it. Why am I looping so tight? Yes! No! I wonder if I slow vaulted, if that would have worked. No! I wanted it. Events that take place around Christmas. And I was like, good shit. I just got sniped by the tip of the penis. The fun bus. Yay, it is the fun bus. Oh, fuck. they threw the pallet. That's good though. It actually helped me get away. Thank you. Holding forward. Bum ba bum 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 bum. No! You smart fucker. Oh, fuck. I confused this. It was very close. Damn. I was hoping. He's gonna get me here. Oh, it was so fucking close. Goddamn. I probably should have thrown that. But I'm not going to. Not gonna do it. Does he get me here? I think so. Definitely does now. Good shit. Let's go. No, he saw the blood. Oh shit. I had to drop that. Unfortunately. Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't think he could hug that. Or slide it, I should say. Got me. Good shit. It's the Hyphem in Shangri-La. They cost like pretty much, it's like the same exact amount. And then there's another company that makes like a whole setup that's like only, oh my god, only $39,000. I'm not gonna make it to read. It's Final. I think it's Final Audio makes the one. You can buy the headphones by themselves for like $4 grand, but like the whole setup's like 39K. Why is he getting stuck? He's like getting stuck in between something there. It's probably a weird hitbox. This shit sucks. Why did he double back there? He's gonna get some bloodlust soon, right? Yeah, I won't make it around because of bloodlust. I also stubbed my toe. No, I should have thrown it. Should do his rush tech. Thought he was going to. The fucking weird asset boxes. Yes. Lube tight. I agreed it. No, I should have thrown it. God damn it. Killer. It was Easter Bunny Legion. It's so dumb. Fuck, there's no pallet or anything here for me. Whoops. Dang, I was hoping he'd swing at that. Yes! Why did he get stunned so long? Or was he in his power? Fuck. No! I ran into the tree. But no, that was just somebody. I will not make that vault. There's no point. I'm dead here. Still ain't throwing no stinking pallet. Okay, well, that's not how I should have gotten away with that, but sure. No. Run back this way. He'll get his power though before I make it all the way back. Although I never threw that pallet, which is good. No! You gonna curve meister me? Looping tight. No. Damn it. Oh my god, the bloodlust. No! Oh god. Do you have bamboozle? You don't. Interesting. I have to get away. I would like to loop that main building again and run upstairs and have fun, but I have to get away because I'm too close. Oh, fuck! I was like, I'm too close to the guy on the hook. Good stuff. Can't say I didn't give him the opportunity for it. Whether it be on purpose or not. Can I run around this way? Nice. Did I make it? Yes! Just fucking barely! Well, yay! I don't want to run the main though. Main boring. Dang it. Yeah, it did work. Let's go run something he can curve, like over here. And I'm gonna get curved on. Yay. But I have to be aware because they can curve. You have to be like aware when they can curve. I wasn't like throwing last time. I just didn't react anywhere near in time. Can he curve it? No! Oh my god. You know what's funny? I stubbed my toe on it and then he got fucked over by it. I was like, I can say that word. I haven't said too many F words. That was funny though. Yes! This thing is really hard to curve, it appears. I mean, curving with Billy is just hard in general. Oh, I get M1. No! He definitely got me here, right? Yeah, good stuff. See, like... There we go. Damn it. Nice. Now up the stairs. Up the stairs we go. Oh god, I'm not gonna make it. No! And it's blocked. This is extra bad. I just gotta jump off this shit and get away. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be blocked or not. It was. Mind game himself. We got lucky. I'll hold forward into a dead zone. And then act like we planned it. I guess what I meant to do. Let's go. Hold forward again. Oh god. Damn. The fook. Oh god. It's already down. Surprise! Is that pallet already down? It's not nice. Yes! Yes! I have to throw it in this time though. I'm sorry. Got me. I thought he got me. No! I wanted to sneak to this window. Yes! And greet it. No! Dang, I want to run the killer. If only he could find me. I don't know if I make another one, right? I totally do. Is he lusty blood me? I gotta juke it. No! Made the right play and it wasn't enough. Oh, he went that way. The fuck? Oh, he didn't. What? Ah! Dang. He's gonna hit me here. What the fuck? Oh my god, I didn't get the running vault. I'm a bad kid! I was definitely not gonna make the thing. No! Not the nailing! No! No! Oh dang, you literally held forward. Hit me. Dang. No! My god. That doesn't work up ramps like at all. So I have like 14,000 whip downs with Nemesis. This is bad. I'm gonna wait till the very last second. That's hilarious, dude. The fucking impending doom. Oh god. Wow, that actually worked. I can't believe that. It's been a long time. So I was just like in a scenario like that with like impending doom that you literally can't like escape. That was great. He vaulted! He's Vaulter Vite. No! He knows. As in, like, if the whole cast is black, not all of them can die first. You know? I'm like, dude, this sounds hilarious as fuck. So I can't wait to see it. I can't loop that. There's a trap there. Let's go loop the fucking semi-truck. It's been like years since I looped this thing. I was like, do you have a fucking... What the fuck is that? Ah! When do you ever see a killer do that? I was all excited to loop this, and then he fucking does some shit like that. Can I loop it now? Yay! Which way does he go? Does he go backwards? No, he doesn't. Damn it. I wanted the running vault. I fucked it up. You used to be able to hug the side, but you can't hug the side anymore because that little thing on the ground. Fuck. I stagger. Do I stagger if I continue holding forward? I don't, so you gotta continue holding forward there. I see. No! I'm done. Oh, shit. Oh! I'm still gonna greet it. I knew it'd work eventually. We got one greed to work. We win. Easy. I need that sound effect, that one that's like, easy! That shit's hilarious. I'm hitting the dredge with the hard skill, and by skill I mean hold forward. Shamelessly. Oh shit. No! Wait! Marsh, were you the camping bubba on Yamaoka Estate or the camping bubba on Storehouse? Actually, the Storehouse bubba was the one that I was going to make a video of. We had 2 in the past, like, hour, but like I said, that shit's funny. I don't ever give a shit. Dang. If you're still here, I can't... He's streaming, so he might not be here anymore. Yay. Oh shit. Read it. Yay. I'm so glad I didn't throw that. That got me here though, with the M1. Good shit. Yay. I'm actually gonna run away from there. Uh-oh. Well, this was a bad idea. No, it's not. This is not the best, no, the worst tile. I just fucked it up last time. Thought you would have double back there and gone for a hatchet. Run forward again. Just for lulz. Let her mind game herself. Didn't work. Got a bunch of rank ups as a survivor. You got survivins vibin'.
Yeah, honestly, not much to do really. Yo, I fucking bottom frag. Let's go.
Did you? 2 stacks. Mind game themselves. See, I didn't get any stacks there. I'll make this, but I know if I get hit, I'll lose too. Oh my god, why did I stagger? Oh no, I got the wide turn. Oh god. Yay! Pallet. God damn it. So yeah, I just gained 2 stacks there. I'm gonna see which way they went. There you go. Yes! Damn it. Oh my god. He's not gonna respect anymore. Damn. Did somebody take that off of me? Oh my god. Yes! Greed the fake fucking pallet dude. Like, I might not make another tile because... Oh god. Didn't expect this. Greed it. Yay. Yay. He just barely respected it. Dang. Can you see me? Dang it. I was really hoping he was going to teleport. There we go. Break line of sight so he can't. Ooh, let me press this. Oh god. Dang it. No! No! Yay, running vault win. Run around the back. Get away. Run to the fun bus. Uh-oh. Thought I made that in time. Distract yourself, sir. Distract yourself, sir. Oh, fuck. This is not the route I should have gone. Yes, it is. Pre-drop. With all my skill. Can you get this? I think so, because I just looped too wide. Swing. Yes! Can I get 89? I don't think so. Jump it. Yes! Haha! Oh god. I'm skillful. Do you see how much skill I have? Oh my goodness. It's mind blowing how skill. I just like had to use it all right away.